Good evening. What is up, everyone? Let me just adjust my headphones because things can never be fully set before we stream. We are back today with some more Guild Wars 2. I hope everyone has been having a fantastic weekend. It has been a super good one here on our end. We just spent the last little bit smashing out some Nevermore achievements. And already I need to redeem my own hydrate. Since we crafted a few legendaries to sell, we are now a little bit more flush with gold than what we previously have been. We are sitting on a nice round 3,500 gold at the moment, and that is after crafting some of the Nevermore stage as well, so we dropped like 200 gold just doing that. We got another couple hundred gold set on the trading post ready for us to go. But yeah, before stream, and probably yesterday as well, we've gone through and basically done most of the collection for Nevermore. We have to go around to different jumping puzzles and locations in the world, and interact with little ravens that float around the world. And we're getting close to done for that. We just need to go into fractals, unfortunately. Hey, Connor Carbonara, thanks for popping by. As always, so good to have you here. Let's see, so we need this subtle spyglass and containment unit. The fractals we need are Cliffside, Solid Ocean, and Urban Battlegrounds. It's a little bit annoying because none of these are the dailies today. I know Solid Ocean is one of the daily recommended ones, but I kind of want to just get all these ones done, so I might have a crack at soloing some of the Tier 1 fractals and see how we go. I've got my Scourge on me at the moment. That's probably the one that's, I think, best suited to do it. Particularly on Cliffside, I think. I do have access to some ports, which may be very useful. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go here. I actually need to make sure I equip some agony resistance on this character, which I was just in the process of doing before we started. We don't need a lot. We have some on our other armor sets. The logic is put one there. And let's pop two on our back piece as well. Yeah, we don't need a huge amount. I don't know where the rest of mine is. Let's just go to Condi Scourge. You're only on 123. Why have I lost agony resistance? I have no idea. I must have pulled some out at some point, but that's okay. We don't need a huge amount. So I might go this one. That was the build. We can probably swap this out. We're on our Plague Doctor Scourge, which is actually rocking Celestial at the moment. We can probably pop this out for Soul Reaping. And that seems fine. Shroud skill 1 inflicts burn on your target. So this is basically the standard Scourge build. Let's just swap a few other things around. I do like this one. And yeah, that should be fine. The rest is pretty chill. Okay. So let's maybe try and get... We can get Cliffside done first. Like, that is going to be the easiest one. No, actually, it's going to be the hardest one, and I want to get the hardest one done first. That is my thought process here. Okay. Sure, I consume. I won't worry too much about food, actually. What do I have? You? Use some of you. That's not bad. Some reasonable food there. Let's actually use up some of our mist potions. There we go. So the tricky part about this is just going to be... Oh, actually, I'm not even sure if I can solo this well. We can. This is just going to take some time. Let's actually put us in the LFG here. Okay. Fractals of the Mist. Yeah, let's just go with side for Nevermore. Achievement. Oh, welcome. Cool. So we just got ourselves in here at the moment. Just having to think of how best to do this. Because I'm going to have the hammer, I'm going to want to pop as many Condis as I reasonably can. outside of my weapon skills, which I do have my shroud, so bish bash bosh, that is good. Blood's power is good. I want to put some vulnerability on, actually, because then my Condi's going to do a bit more damage. Let's do this. This may take us a little bit, but if we can solo this one, we should be able to solo basically anything. Okay. So I'm not too worried about like dying to anything, because I'm running like Celestial at the moment, so that's fine. No, because I've only got my one White Mantle portal as well. So I could be like really tricky and basically just run up and put myself up and down so I don't have to carry the hammer far. So now we're just going to sort of sit and wait for a minute for charges to decrease. We may be doing this a bit. Let's actually wait till we get down to 0. If we get some people come in, then we are golden. If not... Okay. We'll get our hits in. Cool. Drop the hammer. There we go. Okay, I shouldn't have actually done that because I don't have my Blood's power. I might transfer up, or my Shroud 5 actually. Okay. Make sure I don't interrupt my skills. Okay, this is not too bad. If we can just get this last one. Okay. Nightmare. There we go. We don't need to carry the hammer from now on, so that is good. I'm worried a little bit about the last set of seals we need to break. Okay. Suffering is not bad. We are rocking Celestial at the moment, so we are like uber tanky for what we need, and we're not even running Parasitic Contagion, so we could swap that out for extra healing if we need, which we may do. That's probably a good idea for us to do. What? I'm running Tormenting, that's good. But I'm going to be giving myself my own source of regen, which is nice. I'm here for that. I actually don't need to interrupt the thing. But I'll do it out of force of habit anyway. Okay, let's go grab our Hammy Ham Man. It's a hammer. And we still have our Mistlock as well, so that is good. Very, very good. Okay, so let's just wait for a minute while our skills recharge a bit. Not skills, Hammer Corruption stacks drop. It's just going to take a little bit. I could take Well of Suffering or Well of Darkness. Well of Darkness would be good for the blind. Okay. Go pop all these in here. There we go. So we've got these up. Let's go focus on this one. There we go. We're on 20 stacks. Okay, I'm going to want to undrop this just for a minute. And we'll get it back very soon. The rest of these I should be able to solo without any issue whatsoever, and if we get out of combat, it's even better. There we go. Oh, hell, I got another charge. Sweet. It's good that I have a good amount of my damage separate to my weapon skills. That's actually very handy at the moment. I think Scourge was a really good shout for this. And there we go. Okay. So that one's all done. Pleased with how that is going. Let's wait just a second for our charges to drop. That's why I do like having some celestial gear lying around. Granted, I've got legendary, but it's super handy to have because when you need to solo some harder content, much easier to do when you have some celestial gear on hand. This is very good practice for running the hammer on cliffside. Okay. Our peak content, and we just get to wait here. See if we can make any changes to our build. And tweak our transbogs as well, although we're starting to get hammer crush and stacks drop. Let's rename this to hybrid. Heel scourge. Oh, those caps. Those caps are bad. So ideally, I'd wait for a day where this fractal is the daily. But I also want these done today, so this is what it is. But let's just Condi bomb the ever-loving crap out of this. So that one should die very shortly. There we go. Okay, so once we get to the middle here, we drop our hammer and go again. This is just going to take a bit of time. And good, we're out of combat as well. Can probably do once our stacks get to around about 5. Actually, okay, we can probably be a bit tricky with our white mantle portal. Okay, pop you there. Beautiful. We're still out of combat. That is good.
Time to do some real damage.
Okay, so we need to drop that. Oh, that knockback. That was painful. Okay, so what I want to try and do is this. I'll pick it up again. There we go. Now if we can grab kill here. Ooh, spicy. Then we're going to want to actually clear these while we wait for all of our cooldowns to come up. It saved us a bit of time there. That's not bad. Okay, so we're going to want to actually clear these in a somewhat efficient way. Actually, parasitic contagion here would not go astray because I could actually keep my healing up. Okay. So let's... It's not regenning. Oh, shit, it is. Okay, this might actually be a bit annoying. Okay, let's not worry about that. We have other things to worry about for now. It's the fact we're getting all these condis, particularly poison. Okay, if we can get out of combat. I don't care if that one regens. Oh, sweet, we got someone else. Vulnerable. Nice. Love it. So keep an eye on that. Okay. Keep our things up. Nice. Okay. There we go. If we get them to grab that. Back this way. Back this way, friend. Awesome. We don't have to solo this. Everything else we should be capable of soloing. Nice. Let's go south. Let them know we've acknowledged their presence and we appreciate it. Beautiful. So this one I can potentially swap my build back to actual proper heal Scourge, just so we can have like a much easier time, but I honestly don't think it's going to matter too much. Go. Get all our shades up. There we go. Golden. So much easier with a friend. Ouch. Not having quickness is a bit rough on Scourge because your skills have quite long cast times actually. It's good we've got a power mech. Let's actually try and spread out a bit. Keep up some Vuln stacks as well, it's going to be very handy. They've got it. Sweet. Keep our shroud. Shade. Sand shades, that's it. Back away from that. Ouch. Yeah, so we're not actually maxing out on Von without the wells, that's good to know. Okay, so let's pull up our thing. Here we go. This. DY for the help. Cool, so we still need to do Urban Battleground and Solid Ocean. Solid Ocean's a fine one, like that one I'm not even slightly worried about. Urban Battleground can be a bit spicy, but it should be okay. I'll let this person know. Doing Urban and Solid. And I need the guys to have fun, that's all good. They're moving on their merry way. Okay, the next hardest one, Urban Battleground. Okay, so for this one, if we can do the skip like we're golden, we don't really care about anything else. I may actually want to run Parasitic Contagion here, because, yeah, there's going to be a fair amount of damage pressure. Let's see, what else can I do? Do I want Sandstorm Shroud? Yeah, why not? Saves me swapping over some things to the main build later. Okay. So let's just say... Actually, maybe let's just see if we can solo this. And if things get a bit spicy, let's see how we go. I'm going to want to pop down... I'm going to want probably this. Spectral Grasp. I'll try and just pop my... Bend it up like way up there, that's weird. Okay. Be interesting to see how this goes. I am not insanely optimistic, but to be safe, I'm going to want to do this. At least get some condies on these. Okay. Let's try and lure all these in. And if we can just Condi bomb the living crap out of everything, we might survive by the sheer force of will that is parasitic contagion, although it is nowhere near as good as it used to be. It looks like all of our oil barrels are gone, so that is good. Very good to see that. Okay, that's fine. That's all good. Okay. Yep, no, that's fine. Okay, that's probably the hardest part done. Everything else is really going to be fairly straightforward. The other part's just going to be like the amount of time it's going to take us to kill this gate. I might want to run a different heal skill, actually. Okay, so for this, just get out of combat. Now's actually a good time to practice the skip here, because I legit no idea how it's done. Okay, let's see. I think we jump over here. Guess we get up here. I know for a fact we want to jump over to this lamp here. A bit tricky on Char. Then we want to... Okay, so let's try. Getting there, so I think we need to jump on the edge of that building, I think is what it's telling us. Do we do this? If not, we can just do the mad lad run. It's actually just Google. Focus 2. Urban battleground. Skip. Pull that up. Okay, so now we can just go display. Let's bump up that. No, that quality is what it is. Okay, so going up there. Jumping over to the lamp. Okay, so now we still need to just get up there. And up onto the roof. And then we jump over. Okay. We can work with that. Go over here. So we need to jump onto the actual... It's a bit tricky. We're getting there. Now we know our target. There we go, we're up. Cool. So I think we need to jump on the little outcropping. And over here, then up. Okay. Nice. We have done the skip. Okay, I might want to actually bop these. Just because things are going to get really spicy if I don't. Okay. Particularly with the warriors here. Actually focus on the warriors first. Okay, so that's the first time we've done the actual skip, so I am very pleased with that. So this one... Nothing really too fancy. I might just pop down a blind, though. Looks like a bit more barrier as well is nice. Okay, I still really do want the Well of Darkness, actually. That's probably going to stop me from dying, which would be very good. Let's go plonk ourselves behind this tree. And we want to trigger them, and then them. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's working. We just line of sight them behind a tree. We can blind them. Everything else is just going to get bopped by Condis. Parasitic Contagion is out healing. Yes. Very good. Very satisfactory. We have like no boons, but that's fine because we're Scourge and we don't care. Okay. And just to be safe, I don't really want to deal with all these ballistas. Gonna work our way around the edge. Just going to make our way around. Then, off center am I? Not too bad. Ugh. So on the next bit, we'll probably want spectral grass just to like lure things in. And we may want to actually go well of suffering for the extra. Okay. You there. Okay, you just like, you like not care. I mean, I'm fine, doesn't bother me. There we go. Well of darkness. Cool. As them taken care of. They are Condi bombed. Okay, let's go for maybe this warrior. There we go. Well, he's certainly like Condi bombed to hell and back, so that's fine. Need to actually go and deal with these ballistas. Okay. There's knockback. Getting some spirit shards, that's always fun. Do I need sand flare? I'm probably better served with a different skill. Oh, don't have other people to absorb the fire from these. Oh, that's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. That's right. If you can't find teammates for fractals, just do the fractal yourself. Okay, so let's just deal with the arrow carts. I think now we can actually swap back to Lingering Curse instead of Parasitic Contagion, because I don't want the burst damage a little bit more. Not the burst damage, but the AoE damage more appropriately. Pretty sure it's this way first. There we go. Cool. We can just Condi bomb the living crap out of everything, which is fun. The Vuln stacks are very nice, actually. Keep all of our shades up as much as we can. That's cool. Blood's Power gives us a bit of extra might as well, which is Pog. And yeah, they should all die. Don't have the burst compared to the last round. There we go. Darkness on you. Cool. Could just be one more round of these and then we are golden. Then I might swap back to Parasitic Contagion. Yeah, I shall. We've actually seen some decent burn stacks there, which is very nice to see. Okay, for this bit, I probably want, let's go Signet of Vampirism. Another skill, probably just Shadow Fiend, I think, for the extra life force generation. Okay. See if we can get our initial Condi burst off. Did I even swap Parasitic Contagion on? No, I didn't I? That's right, it does not matter at all. Yeah, this is totally fine. Yeah, we don't really care about what's happening here. I do need to shift the priority on some of my Scourge skills as well. Nice. Job done. Now there's a raven floating around. Should be. Oh, it looks like, there we go. There's a raven. Beautiful. There we go, right there. Use our subtle spyglass. Very good. So after chasing the Raven Spirit around here and beyond, this is like the last one we need. Then we literally just purchase Nevermore Volume 3. So yes, we will waddle our way out and just do Solid Ocean. And we're done. Yeah, we'll keep rocking Celestial. On this one we're going to want Spectral Grasp, I think. And Solid Ocean, we actually have to go all the way up to Fractal 20. It's a bit annoying. That's okay. Oh, I thought I said Roof Rack Top 20. Oh well. Funny closed captions. I might actually just swap on Signal Locust here. I can use my Warhorn skill, Locust Swarm. But if I run past mobs, it's guaranteed to put me in combat. Which, if I can just avoid that, it means I'll move faster anyway, so that is good. I've not killed these mobs in years. Oh, hi Addy. Come back. Bought your toy. Hello. Say hi to the stream. Hey, Father Buddy, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Just in time for Addy. There we go. Oh, good to see you, sweetie. What is up? You've got your Kong Bear. Don't you spill my wine. Hope you're having a great day, Father Buddy. We are just smashing out some achievements for Nevermore at the moment. So we just had to finish 3 fractals. We're just soloing some of the tier 1s because they are not the dailies today, so they're a bit annoying to do. But it's going well. We've done the 2 hard ones, now onto the easy one. I'll swap back onto Signet of Undeath here. Okay. Let's go right in the middle, I think, and let's just pop down our shades. Now, we can just get one more up there and lure them all in. There we go. Hey Jenkles, how's it going? Have you done CMs and T4s yet? No, I have not, and I will potentially be down to do some if you are keen. I'm just finishing up Solid Ocean 20 at the moment. Want to join? Oh, good. That sounds great. Yeah, we're just soloing this one at the moment because we need it for Nevermore. And I don't think it's one of the dailies today. Well, I don't particularly feel like doing the recommended one. So we're just taking our sweet time on this. So how's your day been, Jen? Hope you have been good. I've done most of the Nevermore 3rd collection today, which has been great. Yeah, let's just deal with these. They're going to be annoying. Pretty busy? Ah, that's a shame. Hope it hasn't been too busy, though. It's been pretty chill one so far on our end. Jess just did her stream earlier in the day. She played some Days Gone, and I did a bit of Guild Wars during the day and some work as well. So it has been very good. Oh, rip. I don't have access to much blind on this. This one might actually be a bit annoying. Okay, that's right. We can just Condi Bomb. Get a few more shades down on you. There we go. As you done. We're gonna have to be a bit on point with some of our dodges, actually. I forgot about that. Okay, so let's grab this. Okay, so let's focus on cleaving some of these down. There we go. That one's dealt with. Cool. Do I have another reflecting crystal anywhere? Not anywhere nearby. We'll just time our dodge. Okay, so we still have one dodge. That is good. Go stand near this one. There we go. So sometimes the audio cue doesn't go off, which I normally use as like the timer to dodge. Okay, so we can deal with you. That's good. Oh. I probably actually need a stun break. Let's do that. See, if I get knocked down and I really need to dodge, I'm going to be a bit SOL. Did I take the mislock? I did. Cool. That's good, because we can burst these down. Roughly the time it takes us to kill some. What I mean to say is I can generate myself another crystal before I get bopped. Go. Make sure we actually got knocked down there. That knockdown's like super annoying.
Time to do some real damage.
Let's grab just another. Thank you. There we go. Pish bash bosh. That one's done. So I'm going to get smacked by another soon. I wonder how quickly these spawn. I literally do not know. Hello. I could have killed another one this time. It was actually like about as quick as most of my normal Cold Ocean runs go, because I can get all the crystals. There we go. Hit you with that. Ooh, that knockdown. A bit annoying. Dodge that. Wait. Oh no. That's it. We're good. We Gucci. There we go. Dodge that. Oh, he's going ham. I don't like this. Okay, so let's... We may actually need to be a bit tricky here. There we go. So I may actually need to kill some. It's going faster now. That's okay, because I can actually just kill them with my shade, so I don't really care. It's going bananas on us. Did I throw that? I don't know. I threw it at someone, and I think I've wasted a throw. Okay. There we go. Golden. Oh. Dodge that. Okay, so we can still dodge. That is good. We grab that, and we don't throw it. Here we go. So if we get some hits off, this... There we go. The delay on picking that up was less than appreciated. So now we can do this. Oh no. I have thrown. Dodge. Yeah, I'm like spamming throw on some of these. A bit annoying. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. I should... I don't know if that's legit the last one, but it doesn't matter. Awesome, so that one is done. Cool. So let's keep an eye out for the Raven. Don't want to exit this one accidentally. There we go. Nice, that is our Raven. We'll set up a CM run a little bit. I'm just going to quickly grab the last 2 items I need for this. So I need to head over to Raven's Thingamabob in Lorna's Pass. And then we should have everything we need for Nevermore. Okay. Ravenbeak Shrine in Lorna's Pass. Let's go to Ravenbeak Shrine. And your approximate location, yeah, I should be able to find that. Maybe not on this character, though. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay, let's just go pop these in our bank and we'll go back onto our Rev. So Rev actually knows what everything is. Have I not completed Lorna's Pass on this character? I know why, because it's Condi Scourge, and map completion on Condi Scourge is the absolute drizzling shits. It's basically this entire collection been done today, which is good. I'll deal with my loot later. There's not much there to talk about. Pop you there. It sucks I need the 2 items though. That's a bit annoying. Very keen for some of the Vindicator changes coming up in the next balance patch. Having access to, I think it's getting access to 2 dodges again. That's going to be nice. Because yeah, it is a bit of a feels bad, man. A lot of the time when, yeah, you want a second dodge and you don't have it because you have to use it as part of your damage rotation. So it feels a bit weird sometimes. Okay, so this one. Yeah. It should be right there. Perfect. And then we just buy the last item from Grandmaster Hobbs. Then we are set. Yeah, having the wiki for these collections is an absolute lifesaver. So cool, we've got a whole bunch of ravens here, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. So that is you taken care of. So now let's go to Hobbs. Nevermore Collection 3. We'll be good to go. Awesome wine. Slightly wrong place. That's fine. I don't think I was meant to go through this house. Just out this way. Yeah, that's where Hobbs is. Heading the right way now. That is what we are here for. Okie dokie. It's not you. I want Hobbs. Give me your wares. 3rd collection books. Nevermore.
That's
cool. That gives us Chest of the Wild Spirits. Trophy, I don't need you for anything. Let's consume you. Let's pop you in the bank. Then we'll just quickly jump on our Guardian to see what we need for it. Just put you there and don't destroy you. Definitely do not do that. Here we are. It's rocking like minstrels. Firebrand in some open world events. I was capturing some footage for another video. And I specifically needed Hill Firebrand for it. I think it's actually the same event. Oh, nice, it actually is. Cool. They just finished it by looks. So the Raven Staff is what we need. Just see how much we need. We'll place some buy orders so we can craft that later. Because I'm pretty sure with these legendaries there's a 4th collection. Which we can deal with. That's fine. So the Raven Staff. Raven Statue. We just need... Actually, let's... Efficiency. Just pull up the stuff we need for the Raven Staff. In my own materials, yes please. API key invalid, nick off, it's fine, it is totally fine. Oh, we actually don't need them too much. So I'm going to want to buy... yeah, that bumps up the gold a bit. Let me just pull that up this way. Okay. So it's basically 10 of those, 3 of those. Those I can actually craft. And I need a crap ton of those. Okay, so let's do a bit of trickery. Craft those. Go back to game capture. Go back up in that window. Okay. So it was 10 spirit wood planks from memory. If not, I'll need them for something else probably, so I don't really care if I buy too many. Yes, so I can skip all the stuff associated with that now. Log. I will save a little bit of gold there. And there catalytic reagent and some primordium. Okay, we need like 2 bits of jack shit for this actually. That's good. Okay. What do I need? I need some of you. Yeah, that's fine. And I need some primordium. Cool.
Always a pleasure.
Okay. Let's see. Jaco will go through and invite you to the party now. If you have a preference for what you want to play, let me know. I assume it's probably DPS. To make things easier, I might go heal mech or something. That sounds like a plan. What's the miss? I can always do heal firebrand as well, but let's go CMs. T4s. Let's ask for Dancing with Demons. I go... We just need like a quick brand. Actually, we'll just go quick brand splash heal brand. And then DPS. And then I can literally just cover the last slot in the interest of saving time. Let me just hop on my mech, because that's probably what I will do this on. I don't need that window up anymore. Good. Now see just how badly this is filled. Not yet, that's good. We love to see it. Looking for our weapon skins. Why even? Oh, there we go. There's my stuff. Yeah, I like that skin. That is a cool skin. Not the biggest fan of our back piece though with our current uncombinations. Let's go wardrobe. Let's pop you down at wild magic one's always a good one. A bit of a basic black and gold look, but hey, it's what we're running with today. Let's just see what else I actually need to do while we wait. I suppose it goes to efficiency. I can check my dailies as well. What is super easy and very profitable to do? Got a thought, but the thought is escaping me. I actually need to do a bit more gathering in... yes, I need to do a bit more gathering in Jahai Bluffs, actually. Because I'm not far off getting all I need for closing out the entire Requiem armor set. I think I literally just need like another 50 or so lumps of Mistonium, whatever they're called, the currency from that map. But yeah, so tonight we should be able to craft the Raven Staff. Is that our precursor? Is it? I don't know. There we go. I'm just getting my gathering tools off that character and putting them on this one. And we're getting quite close to being done with Season of the Dragons as well. Show that off. Current events, Season of the Dragons. So we just have effectively these three. Not sure what End Conjecture is. Don't care. Problem for a different day. But yeah, here we just have to do the story for that. We've done everything else. Don't need to do Cold War. And this one, we've also done everything else. And we just need to do the story. And then we do have to go through and do a whole bunch of Dragon Response missions, which could take longer than the lifetime of the universe, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, so I'll go... My plan is to go heal mech, but then we can just see what the other person brings. I'll bring the alternate, I guess. Whatever else we don't need, whatever support. Okay, I need to go Season 4 Portal. Hit up Jahai Bluffs. Ooh, I don't have map comp on this one yet. That's actually very profitable to do. Yes. Okay. Let's do that quickly, because that's actually probably... I'm not sure how much of the map currency we get, but we get Chancellor Black Lion Key as well, and we actually don't have that much left to do on this one. I'll take it. So we got that. You're doing Season 2 at the moment for Dry Top and Silver Waste? Nice. So do you have access to the Return 2 achievements as well? Because it's super profitable to do if you have them. But yeah, I do enjoy Season 2. It's been quite a while since I've done it, but I need to go back and like do it at some point. It's a cool story. And especially it makes a lot more sense now that we actually get some of the Season 1 content as well. Is there like a event going up? I'm hearing event music in my head. Not in my head, it's in my headphones, so it's not just like me hearing voices. There's Silverways, great map, very profitable. I was actually in there earlier today. Are you doing Return to and Dragon at the same time? Nice, that's good. And you finished Aurora? Awesome! That's perfect timing for that. Doing the Return to achievements is great for all your various like those collections where you need like a stack of the map currency. Silverways, oh yeah, it's such a good map. And yeah, people just like absolutely shrek the meta today because everyone's just so hideously power crept. But yeah, I joined in like just as they were doing the final boss, and I just needed like the labyrinth for a particular achievement for Nevermore, and yeah, I just like basically went in, killed a boss in like 10 seconds, then like got what I needed. So I'm like, sweet. Very efficient and fortunate use of time. The achievements for Nevermore actually did not take that long, like compared to some of the other legendaries I've done where I've had to wait around ages for events. Like it's been summer, I've had to like wait a few days. Some of the later Return to achievements, particularly for Thunderhead Peaks, that one was annoying because you need to kill the oil elemental boss. Sligux or whatever it is, and yeah, that takes a fair amount of people to do, not to beat the boss itself, just for like the pre-event. Judge, cool, we got that. But yeah, that legit probably took me about 3 days of like zoning into the map around about when the meta was happening before I found one that like just got it to work. Sucks to have Mordred completed and the Luminescent set, but still go back to this bad storyline. Ah, damn. Sorry you're not enjoying it as much then. But yeah, it'd be good if you could, like, hypothetically go back and, like, bop all those on the head at the same time. That would just be, like, peak efficiency right there. But yeah, last year, I think, yeah, I sort of set the goal to try and get, like, all the story done on my Revenant. And this was before the Return to achievements came out. Or at least the very early days of it. So yeah, I went through and I did all the story on this, and then like shortly after I did it, all the Return to achievements came out. So I'm like, oh, shit. Would have been like so good if I just like held off, and then yeah, I could have reached peak efficiency there. So I sort of have to go back and do the story twice. It's not too bad though, because if you go back and do it and a character's already done it, you can skip like the middle story steps, like the ones where you have to go through the map and like complete all the various events and stuff. Which, yeah, that's the part that takes ages. The actual story missions themselves, not that long. So you can normally smash like all the story out in about like half hour or so it's not too bad. But yes, it would have been way better. Why is it stuck on a visible wall? That's just a tree. It would have been way better just to get all of them done like at the one time. So see how we go for lumps of mystonium after this, because we can still do a bit of a gathering run, and we should be able to actually complete the Requiem sets. Like all of them. Should be fun. Because then we get the title Temporal Tourist. Month there and there. Every Guild Wars player's got time. Yeah, it's true. We have tons of time to get this done. But yeah, I've just been chipping away at the Return to achievements for a couple months now, because I don't need the Legendary Amulet. I've already got one. Okay. Remove. Okay. Cool. Go quick brand. And I'll ham. There we go. So we just need DPS now. Sweet. Bish bash bosh. That is done. Now we watch as the group heals instantly. I'm lucky I could get map completion in this area done. I don't think I will in the time it will take us to fill. Okay. Getting there. We're on 4 of 5.
In and out. Grab anything that might be useful. And don't forget archival documents and historical relics.
To get to this one. Actually, better I go here to this waypoint. Must be getting close. Hand cream for efficiency. Nice. This may be the last thing we need. I would pull up the map to check, but that would just ruin the surprise. Can we get it? We got it. Oh, no, not yet. Damn. And it's full. Rip. That's right. We'll finish that after. Make sure I actually go heal mech, not power mech, or else we're going to have a really bad time on 100. Let's see how we go. Okay. Correct build there. Perfect. Okay, so see how this group goes on 100. We have Jenkel as a carrier, so I have complete faith. Oh. Dilg. I recognize that name. Could be from like a guild I'm in or something. Oh, you are. Nice. You're on one of my guilds. Beautiful. You do fractal CMs enough and you start to recognize the names. Okay. Afflicted, Boon Overload, stick together. Okay. Should be. We'll pull up our boon table as well, because it's actually important. Kinda want Throw Mine or Personal Battering Ram for a bit of extra CC. What's the range on Throw Mine? Where are you? Where is actually Throw Mine? There we go. Okay. Let me actually eat some food. That's my food there. Leave over there. And just put our inventory there so I can pull that up for what we need afterwards. Person's just asking for 1 sec. That is all good. Yeah, I'll run this just for the CC.
But you need to leave. I said leave! I don't want
We even break the bar. That's probably not. I don't think we will. Got a chill field down, which is good. Might just put my snap target on, because that's just probably going to be more useful. Need a touch more CC. There we go. Not too bad. And 66%. Nice. I will... someone else has got their portal up. Sweet. There we go. So make sure we keep up our alacrity just so those cooldowns can stay nice and refreshed. Sweet Apple barrier really on barrier signet now compared to what we used to get. You go on mech. And snap target just makes it much easier for what is it? This skill, mortar kit. Make sure our mech is actually in the correct place. There we go. Group's going good so far. Cannot complain whatsoever. Okay. This one... Oh, we do have a port there. Cool. Everyone's on point with their ports today. How do you turn on Arc DPS again? Not sure. It depends. Okay. Yeah, people are discussing how to set up Arc DPS in the middle of 100 CM. I love it. Here for it. Okay. Oh, yep. Need someone to actually share this. Someone who's not me. Oh. Damn. Was not paying attention. Yeah, if you can get me up. Yeah, it was GG there. Actually, for this one, I will just run Elixir Gun. Get out of combat. There we go. Yeah, we'll just run that. That'll be fine. The extra heals will be nice here. Okay.
I said leave! I feel good. I warned you.
Let's keep up some heals and some boons as well. We will hold our chill field and our blind field until we get to the CC part. CC is a smidge lacking. There we go, we're good now. And can we get to a phase? We can, beautiful. And I'm just going to turn off my inventory here because we actually don't need it. As our lack is slamming, I believe the term is. Which way are we going? We're going this way. I like it. You're absolutely raffle stomped by those title bargains before. I need to keep an eye on my stacks. Oh. Sorry, gotta go. Oh, rip. Yeah, let's just GG that. Yeah, just, GG. Not poor person in this. Okay. So I think it's just DPS. However... Miss, I think it's just deeps. Let me check. You can join Zoonali? Perfect. Give you a few. Let's see if we can get you in. Zoonali, where are you? Logging in your ult? Nice. Damon, love the name. There we go. Love me some Pokemon names. I think we just need DPS on Zoonli. Good to see you as well. Hey Chris Gemini, how's it going? Never enough deeps? No, that's right, there's never enough deeps. Although in this group it's actually been pretty good so far. It's a shame we had to have someone drop there at the start. They must have just had something like pop up at the door, I assume. Maybe their chicken tendies arrived. Oh, but no, like DPS in this one is good, which is nice. I should actually check. What is my... Am I rocking like full minstrels or something? I am. Okay. Let me actually go... Just swap these to Harrier. I'm pretty sure that's the build. There we go. I've got my blue rifle there that I use for the uncategorized skip. Look at it. A level 79 iron rifle. As long as I don't start the fight on that, we're good. See how I don't want PvP actually. That's not what we're here for today. Got 3 of those. How many more are we buying? Should be 7. Have we been we have been overbid. 7. Place another order for that, cancel that one. Put ourselves to the top of the line. There we go. Got great equalizer on your ult, Zoonali. Fantastic. In we go. Oh shit, my mech skills are all on auto cast because I was trolling. There we go. I'm like, you're getting used in... Were they just getting used in the right order anyway? I'm pretty sure they were. Oh well. Cool. Let's pop down. Mortar kit for the win. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have that on heal mech, to be honest. That seems like a bad idea. Beautiful. That is some spectacular DPS Zoonali. I love to see it. My ping. Why is my ping at 500? Let's hope that's only a spike, or else this is going to be a bit spicy. 256. Okay. It seems to be okay. Sentient meme, why are you like in the wrong spot? Oh well. Dodge out of that. Swap just before it was off cooldown. It's a bit sad. Yeah, I gotta remember to turn my shit off autocast when I'm not on Power Mech. And I'll go out this way. Hey, we got him. Nice. And I've already used my port, so someone else's responsibility. And I shouldn't actually need it anymore, actually. Ah! Okay, let's pop down a heal right about now. I'll grab the title bargain and be a useful lemming. Okay. What do these skills actually do? I legit have no idea. Oh well. That's right, we get our heal fields down and we are golden. We do not care about anything that happens. And I'm on 4. I'll just trade that with someone because I can. Okay. Let's get some heals off. There we go. We're golden. Nothing to worry about. We'll just stand out to the side so we don't interfere on anyone else's movement shenanigans, and by that I mean don't squeeze me too hard there. Do the weapon swap to cancel the leap. It's a bit finicky, I find, with Australian ping. Nice. Love to see it. Come on, GG. There we go. Scream Deck didn't want to play ball. This one I might go throw mine, I think. Just so I have a bit more range CC. Although it should probably be okay. We've got Zoomlight here. That's right, I'll just have to make sure to land my CC appropriately and not whiff it, or else we're in for a bit of a bad time. And we'll just back away. Loving that range on mortar kit though. Let's just stand a bit to the side. There we go. We are golden. I like having the brake bar add-on for arc DPS as well. It's not an add-on, it's like baked into it, but it's nice to have it. As our lack is pretty good. It's not like giga outstanding, but it's fine. Okay. Let's pop down all our CC on that. Yes, we may actually need a bit more than that. There we go. We got it. Hate when it does this. Okay. Oh, dodge out of that. Did my mech just get ruffle stomp? I'm pretty sure it did. Yep. Sag. No mech. Oh well. So if anyone thinks I'm being a bit dense and not summoning my mech, it's not that. I'm dense because I let it die. Okay. Pop down. Oh, I shouldn't have actually popped my heal skill down there. There we go. We got a sanctuary on it. Ah, I don't want that. Hello, mech. There we go. Much better. Everything is okay now. And yeah, we don't have to deal with that bit again. That is good. Yeah, I find that bit's a lot easier to deal with on 5 ranks. You can just pop down the stability time so you can like mitigate a lot of the clusterfuck that's about to occur if people step on their beer. Let me just get way out to the edge. There we go. Oh, hi, Addy. I can hear you trotting around behind me. Nice. That was good. I'm seeing a rain of toys come in as well, which I assume is Jess from the other room.
All mine.
Got 2 spirit shards there. Awesome. Closer to the next round of legendaries. The Nevermore will be next on the list. We can't sell it, obviously. So that one is going to be for our Staff Mirage. So we will have 2 legendary staffs at that point, which I'm very keen for. Good, we have someone else selects. That CM, we're good. No pain, no gain. Hi. Thanks for pushing my keyboard out the way, sweetie. Hi. Hi, baby. Hi, you don't understand that I'm doing CMs. Oh, don't hurt yourself. It's good she didn't try and hop up my lap again. I don't fancy doing 99 CM with a 30 kilo golden retriever in my lap. Oh, didn't fall off the edge. Nice.
Barrier up. Good luck.
There we go. We can just pop a crap ton of boons. There we go. That's enough boons to see us good for a while. Someone else has got 33. That's fine. Don't really care about 66. I'll grab it if I can. Let me just pull it up on my other screen. There we go. We should have a port. That knockback. A little bit dicey there, but we're okay. Where are you, mech? Are you in the right spot? No, there he is. It's okay. I have to make sure I recall it each time. And no, I don't need to do that. That's actually a bit meh. Oh well. Meant to like call it back to me, not send him away. Oh well. Oh cool, someone else has got the port. Love it. So I like it could be a bit better. One of my skills is the block. Okay, so it's my 5 skills to block. I can remember that. That's good. Addie is up in Jess's lap, and she is adorable. I think she may be wheeling her way over. So cute. And I scooch slightly over. Oh. Mech, are you in the right spot? I legit don't know. Hello. Whee. Addie and watch me do CMs. Oh, I can hear her sniffing in my ear. It's magnified by the headphones. Very loud.
Time to do some real damage.
So sweet. Is she nice and heavy? Very heavy. Yeah, she had to get up. Okay, so I'll save my barrier signet for when it actually starts bursting. There we go. Pop down all our heals as well. We should be able to basically ignore everything. There we go. We're good. Every time I've actually been going to the wrong side where the portal is. Like, it's happened at least twice in the last 2 days when I've done this. I hate when you like bounce up and down in that portal and it takes ages for it to figure out where you're meant to go. So I assume our quickness friendo will deal with the bubble. The ball, not the bubble. Love me some heal mech. Sure it survived relatively unscathed from the next balance patch. That scrapper got Ruffle Stomp though. Yeah, that fight is annoying, the Scorvold one, where you have to go around to the other platforms, because I find the mech to be an absolute pain in the ass to manage.
I feel good.
Cool, everyone's got those. But yeah, once we do our map completion in Giant Bluffs and maybe a little bit more gathering, we should be able to get the title Temporal Tourist, which I'm keen for. Lines up with all the time travel shows just now I've been watching. Fell straight off. No one saw that, it's fine. We've been watching 12 Monkeys recently, time travel TV show. It's been great. So I'm coming, team. So alacrity is not actually hugely important there. Yeah, 12 Monkeys is so good. Go. Oh, didn't actually get my thing to recharge there. Oh well. Nice. Good job, person who caught that one. I'm doomed to explode. Nice. I've actually caught this one for a while yet. Astro, here we go. Just watching you extended playthrough of the new Hogwarts game, you might have cried. Oh, nice. I need to see that afterwards. So looking forward to that. Might have sent it to the cousins, of course. Have to do that. Yes, no, cousin used to play so much of the Harry Potter games when they were younger. But yeah, the new Hogwarts Legacy game is going to like pluck at all the heartstrings. Push to the side. There we go. I think I'm cancelling my skills a bit more than I'd like. I can just get you to stand right there. Thank you, mech. Very helpful. Which one throws it? I think it's this one. I don't play mech that much, so I'm not 100% sure what all the skills do. Is that only cripple? I thought that emoted. Ah, there you go. The more you know. Sentient meme, where are you? Not 100% sure. I died to that times. I'm doomed to explode again. Bless you. My own heal up. There we go. Make sure we position our reflect bubble correctly. It's good I've actually had the bubble basically, well, 2 out of 3 times. Good. Everyone else should be at least have access to ranged options. I might stay in the middle. But I can do... Oh. We'll go in there. Cool beans.
I feel good.
I think we should be good to go. The spaghetti? See it. Do we have stab? We do. I was targeting the anomaly. Rip. No need for me to be targeting that. I get to do 2 bits of nothing to it. It's going to be a little bit lazy and just chill here.
This system is inherently unstable. You'll annihilate. I harness the chaos of interminable space-time.
Smash that bar down. might for peeps. That might. Oh, cool, we are rocking on 25 might all the way. Love to see it. Ouch. Turn away. Did have stabs, that would have been fine, but it also saves me getting chomped down a bit, which is also good. That's away. Always might just help out with that one there. We can bop it with elixir gun. Might be out here Addy chewing on a toy down by our feet. Not too loud. Go back and like check the recording to see how loud it is. Just my curiosity. I'm curious to see what my mic will pick up and dodge out of that. In my case, just don't. Temporal realignment. Face away. There we go. And face away again. I might just claim this one. There we go.
The consequences of your actions could be catastrophic.
Might pop down. Some elixirs there just so we can cap out a bit more on the mic because it's getting a bit low. So I'll keep an eye on that. Cool. So use those a little bit more. Of that. Try and at least stand on some people. That's right, we'll cleave arc down. Doesn't really matter about me there. We might be able to. Things are actually getting a bit dicey there. That's right, downstate mech DPS. Go team, go. Just, heal. Thank you, team. Ready, spaghetti. Cool, we've got our chest. Sweet. Thank you for the revive and thank you for the patience there. Cool, so we have Nightmare up now. And we still don't have to worry about no pain, no gain, so that's good. We don't have social awkwardness, that's good. Any day where I don't have to deal with the social awkwardness instability, it's a good day. Just playing tug with Addy under the table. Just say no GG, because I don't really care.
You'll have to get much harder.
Here we go. Just saves a little bit of time. Mech, where are you? Come here. Yep, stab? Not sure. We'll find out. Do that. There we go, might seems to be catching up a bit now. There's an elixir. It does. Nice. And one of the many things I was not sure about. Block that. I might be able to break that bar. Oh, that stun was a little bit dicey. No point in us trying to break a bar there. It can happen now though. Okay, I'm getting a bit spicy there. Let's get some extra heals off. Everyone's topped up nicely now. That's good. Block off. There we go. Just CC in there. And actually use our Elixir Bomb to jump out of that AoE, which is very fun. Mech, come over here, please. You're like entirely in the wrong spot. Knows what you're doing. Come here. To reread all the heal mech traits, so I've just had the build set up for so long and I haven't made a point to actually like see what it does. Okay, so I actually want food up now. There we go. I should have an hour on the ascended food as well. Okay, so I can, as they all come in, come back here, mech. Come on. Half my life managing you. Back there. There we go. Everybody looked a bit funny there as I was bouncing around like a mad lad, but we got there. Cool, that one is done. Beautiful. Okay, I might pop down blind field as well. That helps a little bit, I guess. You can at least mitigate a good chunk of the damage there. Try and lure them back down as well. And our mech just got Brothel Stomped. Let's go help Jen up here. Blood in the water as per usual. Nice block there. Get our heals down. What is that? Didn't notice someone's died over there. Nice. But I think we're only, after this, we should be 5 days away from Fractal Prodigy, which is good. Anyways, love that one. The better Annie emotes. They're all good. I have a soft spot for that one. So close to doing like, yeah, so we just got yeeted. We got on this account around Halloween. Nice, that's awesome. Got on an alt account, that is impressive. Yeah, it's still like 150 odd days until I'm actually at Fractal God on this one, because I took a break from the game for a couple of years. If I did not, I'd definitely be Fractal God by now. But that's fine, gives me something to work towards. And this one, now I'll keep Elixir Gun, I think. I didn't actually precast my skills. Hi, Addy. Now is a great, it's a great time. Are you going to give me a massage, Addy? Thank you. She will have 1 attentions, please. 2 attentions. And that blind down there is actually a bit spicy. I'll keep that just off the group. There we go. We'll save the alack for when actually get back onto the group. That's stinging like the dickens. Come back here, mech, you're there. Watch through that. There we go. Keep that. I'm just going to stand out here just for a hot minute. Things are getting a bit colourful in there. here, mech. Cool. Golden. Spam out RCC. Bit extra. There we go. Very good. Smashing out this one, which is always good to see.
Barrier up. Good luck.
On a lack of tons.
Mine. All mine.
Great. It's actually a pretty good one to get knocked back on, to be honest. Means I don't put that on the group. So that's great. Now we can go for that big bar break. I won't just get there. It's fine. That. I think that one's on me. Get that one there, and I can just block through all that, so that's good. It's nice having access to a channel block. Sometimes. Did I not die to that? That's fun. Okay, where shall we go? I'll claim this one. Let's pop down. I can pop down my own heals, so that's fun. There we go. I've actually probably placed between the circles, so we all could have got it. That's right, it doesn't matter if I go down, because I should be able to get my circle. Not just yet, damn. That's right, it just needs another little love tap. Means I am fully recovered. Which is one of the more annoying ones. Cool placement on that one. Hits the boss, but doesn't hit us. Love to see it. Dodge that. And block through that. Yep, having a block trivializes that, which is nice. Okay, I'll claim this one. Okay. You there. And we'll pop a heal over there. All went the same direction. We did go all the same direction. That's a little bit rough. We just have one left, though. There we go. We're golden. Dicey, but we got it. There we go. This one's all but done now. It gives me stab. Crisis zone. Thought so. Could not even tell I had that AoE on me there. That's alright. Job done. We're going for spirit shards. Yeah, no, let's see. 399 or 319. That's good. Enough for Nevermore. Well, we should have enough to close out our last Mystic Clovers that we need as well. But we do need a fair amount of Dragon Stand, actually. Oh, Deepstone and Siren's Reef. Ooh. We'll smash them out. It should not take us too long.
Let's get moving.
Sorry about that. Torrent's a man of few words. Well, nice words. Tons of mean ones. Anyway, welcome to Deepstone. Lost treasure vault of the Nevermore.
earn your keep, hit those runes on the other side. Should turn this damn thing off.
There we go.
Replenishing.
Not better than elemental. Well, that crystal magic must be strong.
And I might actually try and do a pre-cast here. Just wait until it actually finishes casting barrier burst.
Oh no, I'm trapped.
Watch out of that. Right, set. Fun though. Fun is annoying. Let's go, yeah. Whenever you're with like decent CM groups such as this exceptional one, the T4s are always like complete face roll and the chillest thing you've ever seen.
Elementals like to form around magic, but that crystal energy
Spiders everywhere. Why do I let you get the pass? I always get spiders. Wait. Feel the crystal's
Should
energy.
have probably grabbed that singularity. But now I actually get a chance to do it.
Step on those other runes.
But the game heard my pleas.
I'm reading energy from that crystal.
I swear I'm usually better at this one. We'll just use our shift signet to actually catch up.
Clear them out and let's go get that crystal energy.
I'm trying to remember where this music also comes from. It's from like part of a core game. No, it is a raw story, that's it. I know it's probably played elsewhere, but that's where I remember it from. We'll go through and do one more stuff with my power mech before it gets nerfed. In a week or two, whenever the balance patch comes out. It's still going to be good, even with the bit of a damage hit it's taking. It just means it won't be as busted. Yeah, it's good. The closer we get to Fractal God. Hey, Backen, what is up? How is your day been? It's been a nice chill one here so far. We are just smashing out some fractals with Zunalai and Jenkles. So yeah, that's going very well. We just finished all our challenge mode ones, our hard ones, and now we just have the nice, chill, easy ones. But I hope you've been having a fantastic day. Make sure I keep up a lack. Hate when it does this.
How many traps you think?
It's right back to the start.
I know it's a treasure vault, but this feels like overkill.
Honestly,
Gotta keep up as much alacrity as we can.
I'm worried about right now. After everything we've seen.
I already told you you're free.
And I will grab the one after this. It's annoying when we all like double up on them. Over here, there we go.
Everything I've got. You got me into the kill.
Hey, Perfect D, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid again. As always, you're an absolute champ. How did your stream go? Welcome, everyone. If you are new, my name is Josh, or Connor Concan. Actually said my name today and not Jess's stream name, so that's good. That's a nice big win. I stream mostly Guild Wars 2. That's like 99% of what I stream. Like me some endgame content, and at the moment, where's the next one of these? We are just smashing out some fractals with Zunalai and Jenkles as well. Hey Dylan, how's it going? It's okay, said that you're raiding Jess's name. Nice. And you can raid Connor Carbonara's channel. It might be a little bit anticlimactic at the moment. But yeah, hope you had a fantastic stream. And how's your weekend been? It's been a nice chill one here so far. And CMs went very well. We made good progress on... We're working on Nevermore at the moment. We finished off the 3rd collection for that. And after this, we should be able to... yeah, I'm pretty sure we can actually craft... not sure if it's a precursor. I'm legit not sure. But we can craft something. It was 29 Saturday and 27 today. Oh, yeah. And if you're up in Queensland as well, that's going to be some nice humidity as well to go with it. I assume anyway. I'm not too familiar with the Queensland weather in spring. I know in winter it's like amazing because you don't have the humidity and still are reasonably warm. What guild are you in? I am currently representing our Endless Legacy, which is Mr. Soulbound's guild. Got Perfect D in here as well. But we do have Caffeinated Daytime Hours, which is my personal bank guild, and Ascended Horse Hero as well, as Jess's bank guild as well. He's just glaring at me from across the room. Hey Panther, how's it going? No, I hear Jess typing, it's not going to be good. Bank guilds are the best. Bank guilds are fantastic. Actually, there we go. Whee! It's always fun having to cancel the leap from my elixir bomb. Ross says, guild he made just for me. That is its main purpose. It's also serving as a bank guild as well. No practice for you feels bad. Sorry, Perfect. Yeah, I should have brought you along for this one, but I think I saw you chilling in like World vs. World or something. I didn't want to disturb you. Lies. But yeah, on the other days where I'm playing, I will most definitely bring along for practice. Have you done any of the CMs yet? I've heard chatter going around that you've been doing some of the challenge modes, and if so, have you found them? Do you ever play with viewers? I am playing with some viewers at the moment. We are playing with Junilai Chest, another fantastic streamer, and Jenkles as well. And PD, I will remember to give you a shout out once I can actually type, and now's as good a time as any. Beautiful, just quickly did that. And yeah, we didn't all die, that's good. You woke up, popped on Twitch and saw Connor needed a body. I did need a body at the time. Yeah, we did have a 100 CM group going, but yeah, one person had to randomly drop halfway through, which was a bit dicey. But yeah, we're just running some heal mech at the moment. We're very close to finishing our legendary amulet for Season of the Dragons as well. Honestly, we're like probably one good play session away from doing it. We play. So do you play with new viewers? More than happy to do it. I absolutely love helping newer people get into the game. But yeah, Bacon, do you have any like preferred content you'd like potentially to join in on at some point? Because if so, I can see what I can do in my power to make that happen. He's helped me a few times, so yeah, helps moves. Oh, thanks, Panther. You know, I love teaching people about the game. I have a ridiculous amount of knowledge about Guild Wars 2, played it for the better part of 10 years, and I need someone to actually tell about this knowledge. There's only so much I can tell Jess, which is like, okay, Josh, it's time to go to sleep.
I can still save you. I can fix
A massive noob he plays with you. Jess is not as much of a massive noob. He's really good at PvP. That's like her preferred area of the game, whereas mine is well and truly PvE. So occasionally we'll like drag each other into the other's respective game modes. Oh, is this social awkwardness? Oh no. Don't want that. Anything but that. But yeah, earlier in the stream we also soloed... Oh, it is. Okay, fortunately it's not Siren's Reef. We did manage to solo some of the tier 1 fractals we needed for the Nevermore collection. So that was good because, yeah, they were ones that were not dailies. Oh, hi. Just be careful. Don't knock my wine glass. She's trying to press my keyboard. Hi, Addie. Hello. I'm going to help the team. Okay, just pardon me if this is a bit scuffed, team. He wants to play. She does. She sometimes presses the keyboard. Want a wine pool? I would absolutely love a wine pool. Thank you, Jess. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm not gonna die. I'm probably gonna die. How am I gonna die to this set of trash mobs? One Kenobi, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Addie thinks she's a cat. Oh, she does. Earlier on Jess's stream, she like climbed up onto my lap, and then yeah, I had to like wheel her across the shoulder from Jess's stream. And earlier in the stream, she did the same to Jess as well. And there have been a few times where I've had to try and do fractals with a 30-kilo golden retriever on my lap. It's like, it's just great. It's great all around. It's a bit smelly at the moment because we got caught out in the rain earlier, so she smells very much like wet dog right now. Person saying, be right back, Sec needs some snacks. That is all good. Master Halvor in our fractal group. So we're not doing CM, so people can snack, they can make a sandwich, go grab yourself a coffee, I don't know, go out and do your taxes or something. I don't know what people do. Are you Melbourne? No, I am Adelaide. I am one of the 2 people that live in South Australia. Person said there was a spider. Nice. The tea? Not tea. It's not a tea, it's wine. It's very much not tea. Oh, hi. I don't need your toy, Addie, but thank you. A very dirty toy just like touched my lips, and pretty sure I'm gonna need like a doctor's visit after that. Well, not compared to Jess, number of times that Addie will just like lick the roof of her mouth. Well, you know the thing that dogs sometimes do where you like hold your hand up like that and they just like run up to sort of put their like nose in the hole, because I don't know, that's just what they like doing. Addie does that with Jess's mouth. That's right. It's been a long time since she's eaten her poop, so we should be okay. It was not the funnest time when she was doing that as a puppy, but yeah, I wouldn't fancy having her lick really any part of us after we know what she well and truly ate. Oh, we still have one of these to kill? Yes, it was very ill indeed. I've now lost the spider. Awesome. Felt weird. Oh, it was very weird. Those people that kiss their dogs. Well, I give Addie like a kiss on the side of the head, not on the lips though. That's usually one she's like forced upon us. That's right, yeah, I'll go through and I'll add that. Jess just got caught by auto mod. Bum, bum, bum. Allow, there we go. We gotcha. Kiss the top of his head? No, that is all good. That is a totally acceptable place to kiss a dog. Go with everything here. Okay, so we have 4 of 5. That's all good. Master Harbour is now back. We can now steamroll the rest of this fractal. Hello, rocks. There we go. Which is, oh, can I? There we go. I can catch up to the group with the almighty, super stacked shift signet. Oh, they got barbecue flavored prawn crackers. Nice. You kiss the top of Addie's head approx 10,000 times a day. That is the biggest underestimate I've ever seen. Okay, I might just like stand up here, just let other people get through.
Mine too.
I don't get Addie on her bed, because then we can turn it on Addie cam. Has she got a good chunk of that in her mouth? Oh, she is eating a hole through her toy. Show that on stream. But yeah, that is her toy, and that is now a hole in the side of it. That's going to be fun for you to pass. Did you get the... Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, no, definitely grab that. She's grabbed a... It's like a little circle construction that she somehow got out. I think that... the squeaker. Oh, yeah, she almost had the squeaker. She's all good now, though. But yeah, she'll not be playing with that toy for a bit. Good catch on that. Let's just pull these apart. I assume that's what we do. We've done this fractal for a couple of weeks now. That happen quick? It does. She has very strong jaws and very good at like chewing things. Now she's sucking it. Oh, he wants her toy back. That's right, we'll get her a new toy. One that she's less likely to eat the squeaker. So it's just chaos. Complete and utter chaos. Oh, knockdown. No, I'm not going to waste my shift signal on that, actually. Eddie is such a little gremlin. Okay, I'm going to actually use my shift signal. I'm glad we don't have to deal with social awkwardness. Hopefully we don't have to deal with it on Siren's Reap, because that's just going to be like totally awful. So we're up to the test engine here now. Nice. And even with me like only paying the slightest bit of attention, we're still on like 92% armor accuracy uptime. Ashley's last week, what's the best way to get full exotic Zerker gear, gearing up a Deadeye boosted 80? Easiest way is just to buy it in the trading post, I find. It's actually come here, protector suit. But I'm pretty sure for the medium armor, it is Nika's set. But yeah, that is by far the easiest way. And then yeah, either buy the was it ruby trinkets from the trading post, they'll be a little bit more gold, or try and get ascended ones. Oh, hi Addy. Hi. Oh. Jeez. He's poised. Nika's, yeah, that's it. Panther has nailed it. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Addy, for licking my face. That's great. There we go. There you go. Now I'm finished with the fractal. Give you a pat. Alright. Oh, sweetie. Such a proper stinky lady. She is. You smell like wet dog. Don't drink the wine. Weapons and jewelry. Yeah, jewelry, if you... I can show you afterwards. Soon to be drunk. Yeah, she will soon to be drunk. Let's finish up this fractal. But yeah, if you just search for... let's see how quickly I can do it. Ruby earring. Yeah, like ruby or a chalcum earring. If you type like ruby or a chalcum, then you should be able to find the Berserker's exotic level 81s. Basically for jewelry, anything ruby, that's Berserker. Oh shit, we got social awkwardness here as well. Rip. Nice, we have Wall of Reflector. 3.4k. Oh, yeah, if you're referring to the amount of gold that I've got, I've managed to go through and sell a few legendaries in the last couple of weeks, so that's why I'm a bit more cashed up than I normally would be. But yeah, I find in the early parts of the game where you're like constantly gearing up like new characters, it's very easy to chew through gold, but I've played the game for like long enough where I've got like legendary armor. I've got all 3 sets of legendary armor and a good chunk of legendary weapons and all the trinkets as well. So in terms of like gearing characters, it's usually super easy for me to do it. It costs me like no gold. I always found that whenever I was like gearing a new character in Ascended, that was like my biggest outflow of gold. Oh, hi. Hi. Sweetie. Oh. You need to lick. Do you need to lick? Addy, you want to get on your bed? I can turn on Addy cam. It's just, yeah, Addy's just been defiant now. She wants attentions. Yeah, Jess is just whispering like on your bed to Addy, and Addy's just looking at her, then licking my face. Oh. Mate. Addy just wants to stream. We need to set up just an like Addy only stream. Summon the puppy. Hang on, if I turn on, this counts as summon the puppy. There we go. We now have Addy cam. Oh, the person in our team finally got the spy that's been tormented. That's good. But yeah, if you want to, in terms of like, avoid, if you want to like save a good chunk of gold, try and avoid the urge to like gear up like every new character in like full ascended. Try and go for like some budget options if you like can, if it's like feasible to do so. Like things like running just like exotic berserkers gear. If you're not going to run fractals, we actually need the ascended. It will save you a lot of gold in the long run. If she finally listened to her. And depending on the content you're doing, even things like runes as well. Like if you can find some slightly cheaper runes that give you like good stats, like mainly if you're looking for something like compared to like tormenting runes where they're like legit 10 gold a pop. Then yeah, if you can find some alternate runes for stuff like that, then yeah, that's good. It's just good to like keep that in mind when you're gearing characters. Maybe don't necessarily go for like uber expensive if you don't need it. If you're running like endgame content and your team's actually relying on you a bit, then yeah, that's a bit of a different story. Then you kind of sort of want to get the good stuff straight away. But yeah, if you're just doing open world stuff, you can find some more budget alternatives. I found that particularly for my alt account as well, because I don't want to drop fat stacks on my alt account, so I'll usually just gear it up in like some reasonable gear that's a hell of a lot cheaper than going like full perfection all the way. Same with food as well. If you don't need to run like full like top tier food, you can just run some cheap stuff. That's good to do as well. It's always good to run like food and utility of some sort, mostly for the experience gain you have from it. Do you run add-on manager? I do actually. Add-on manager is super duper useful. Because yeah, I have arc DPS, I have the boon table which we're looking at on the left of my screen. And I also have, okay, I have the killproof add-in as well. So assuming anyone's actually like linked their account with the killproof.me site, I can actually see what their killproof is for like any like raid encounter or fractals as well. That's very useful. And I won't bother eating some more food, I think, purely because we're getting close to the end of this fractal. But yeah, add-on manager makes it a million times easier to manage everything and like update everything as well. So highly recommend. And I will just run a bit ahead. There we go. In terms of like buying exotic weapons on the trading post, yeah, if you just like go into the filter section, then just like gradually narrow it down for like you want a level 80 weapon, you want an exotic weapon, then add like power, precision, ferocity, and then just go look for the sort of cheapest one that will give you the stat combo you need. And Berserker's weapons can usually be bought for fairly cheap, I find. Now this one I may actually need to like slightly pay something resembling attentions. Oh, someone's got a port. Nice. I will grab this one. You got 10 gold, you think? That should get you most of the way there. You might be a little bit short, but yeah, even just things like doing your dailies every day, that would just give you like a flat 2 gold for a couple minutes work. That stuff like really adds up over time. No PC at the moment? Ah, that's a shame. Hopefully you get one soon, then you can get back on that Guild Wars train. So long since that one's been used. Thanks so much, Perfect D. And we've got to defend the ship now. So keen to? Oh, I totally get that feeling. Let's just go slap some of these for a bit. But in case anyone's curious, we do have a Discord set up. If I just go Discord. There we go. Hopefully that invite works. So if you do want to like stay up to date with anything and everything that I'm doing, it's a good place. There's also my socials as well. There we go. I assume that like pings it at like some point in a reasonable time frame. But yeah, there are also a few free downloads in the Discord as well. One of them is a gold making spreadsheet that I use for quite a few things. It will go through, I do need to go through and make some additions to it. But at the moment, amongst other things, it will go through every rune in the game and determine whether or not it is profitable to craft. And it will rank the top 10 of them by sheer profit, which I find very useful. It's one of the ways we actually make like a decent amount of gold. Very easy gold for very little effort. So if you need like a little bit more gold and you have like all your crafting disciplines maxed out, it's a good way to do it, because crafting is actually like not terrible gold. And hop off that. Patiently waits for Josh to now Google's 2 gold cell. Yeah, we're waiting for us to be able to retire off that. Might not have the account for particularly long though. Haven't done any crafting? No, that's alright. It's definitely good to like down the track, if you play the game a lot, you're going to want to like max out your crafting in like some capacity. It's just one that sort of like naturally happen over time, but it's definitely like worth it to do. I think that's all the fractals, which is awesome. But there's other things as well, like which materials are good to refine and sell. There's some other useful stuff in there as well. And I'll go through and gradually keep updating that as well. At the very least, you get a fancy spreadsheet as well. Let's take a look at what loot we got, and then we can actually go through and craft Ascended Staff, which will be sweet. I'd like a piano, thank you. For groceries, money would be acceptable. Yeah, get to work on that gold farming. But yeah, fractals are a super good source of gold. What class are you playing? At the moment, I am playing Mechanist. I'm playing Heal Mechanist, which does healing and alacrity. One of the more like popular builds at the moment.
Sweet, sweet loot.
Google's had become successful. Google's 2 gold seller. Probably not one you're going to find on Google. Let's go. We just use our tomes of knowledge because with the new player experience, it is super easy to level characters now. What is Mechanist? Mechanist is Engineer. It's the elite spec of Engineer. It's one of the 3 elite specs. You have Scrapper, Hollowsmith, and Mechanist. So basically, if I go Engineer, this last trait line here, this one's Mechanist. Then if I click on that, and I can change it to either like Hollowsmith or Scrapper, that will change my elite specialization. Oh, I got a standard accessory there. Nice. Okay. I think that's basically everything I can open. So, oh, actually, no, that's not it. There we go. I didn't have my consumables typed in.
Mine. All mine.
We're just doing some very quick inventory cleaning, or else it builds up and it becomes a nightmare to deal with later. Google was wildly unhelpful, literally no results. That's not surprising.
Sweet, sweet loot.
Yeah, it's usually one that doesn't last particularly long. Yeah, I understand accounts that do it usually get bopped fairly quickly. And yeah, with an account that I've dropped 8,000 hours on, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. What other ways would you recommend to make some gold? I do dailies. Dailies is a really good shout. If you have a guild hall, or at least a maxed out guild hall, if you join a guild, go through gather that every day. If you can grab people's home instances as well, that's also a good way to do it, because you can generally get a bit of gold doing that. Another sort of main way is this game, in terms of giving you gold, it doesn't tend to drop a lot of like raw gold, except for fractals. Fractals do a bit, but mostly you get showered in materials. So whenever you deposit something to your storage, it's just going to end up here. This is where a good chunk of your like value from meta events and like everything's going to come. Particularly things like ectoplasm, your mystic coins, just logging in with your dailies. If we look at mystic coins, they're not worth as much as they used to, but I've got like a stack of mystic coins right there. But yeah, they're selling for like 71 silver per. Then you can just like sell those in trading posts for a bit of extra gold. That's always a super handy way. Ectos as well, they're worth a fair amount. If you're doing things like End of Dragons meta events, you're usually going to get like a chunk of like ancient ambergris. There's antique summoning stones as well. But basically there's these items that you get that are worth like a good amount of gold. So you want to like be able to sell things on the trading post. There we go. These are worth like 2 gold per, and you should just get those by doing random meta events and fishing. Actually, fishing is not bad gold. It's actually really quite good gold. It's quite crazy. But yeah, if you're strapped for gold, you can look at your material storage, see what you can sell, and always try and sell to the sounds sarcastic, but it wasn't. Oh, thank you. Another tip, when you're selling stuff in the trading post, you want to generally try and avoid selling to your lowest, basically your highest bidder here. You want to like list it. So you list it for a higher price, and basically always 99% of the time someone will buy it. And the difference between these costs can be quite significant, like sometimes like 50% or something if you're dealing with like certain items. So always try and sell it to like your highest bidder rather than just like selling it instantly. Sometimes I'll sell it instantly if I'm like more concerned with time, particularly for a stream. But yeah, material storage is where, as a new player, a lot of your gold is going to come from. Other than that, sort of just really playing the game. Like, the game will give you lots. It's a very rewarding game that it'll give you like it's like gold drops here and there, and also a crap ton of materials. Just by playing the game, you're going to get a lot of natural gold. And also check out Guild Wars 2 efficiency. If I pull this up here and display caption, there we go. This website here is an absolute godsend for making gold. Guild Wars 2 efficiency. Basically, you go through and link your API key for your account, and what that basically does is just basically pulls in information about your account. So if I click on my account, and say if I then go to my material storage, it's basically got my entire material storage here, and it will tell me how much everything is worth. So I can see I can sell everything in my material storage for 900 gold at the moment if I liquidated absolutely everything. And you can also see like where some high value items are. Like I've got like 6 gold in hardened leather sections here. There's 227 gold in Mystic coins right there. Is this safe? It is 100% safe. No, your Guild Wars 2 API key is like totally fine. It doesn't include like your password or email or anything. It's literally just publicly available information about your account. Like, yeah, it's super easy. And yeah, totally safe. There's like nothing to be concerned about with that. Incredibly popular site. Basically, once you play the game long enough, almost everyone will end up using this. What else? I can turn off. Like I can turn on like a heat map, see where profitable stuff is. Also, another great site. Fast farming. Another great source of gold. I mentioned before. Oh, look at that bright light! It washes me out like crazy. The game showers you in materials, and it can be quite tricky, as well as currencies. Actually, currency is another big one. You often get loads of different currencies. This site will basically go through and tell you what are profitable things to do with every material, every relevant material, and every relevant currency. So say if I want to look at, let's go armor, really, in terms of like currency conversion. So if I click on that, wait a minute, because the site can be a bit slow. But yeah, there we go. It's basically going to go through and say, basically look at the various things you can do with karma and go, okay, what's the most profitable? So it goes through and basically does that for more or less everything. Things like laurels as well. Laurels, another good source of gold. Every month you're going to get 55 laurels. You can purchase material bags as well. They're all around about the same price. I tend to buy the heavy crafting bags because I usually need more of the tier 6 mats than I do the lower tier ones. But yeah, that's like 50 silver per laurel right there. Any other random things? So many pro tips. Yeah, I'm making it rain in pro tips tonight. The other pro tips. But even random currencies they usually get like an absolute crap ton of, like hatched chilies. I get like max out storage of hatched chilies by doing strike missions. You can craft things like plate of spicy mowing, so you actually get like 1 silver, 60 copper per, which that's actually a lot. Thank you so much for redeeming Hydrate and Posture Check, Doe, and making good use of those points. It's good because I have a horrible tendency to slouch. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, the fast farming website is incredible. Let me actually just paste that chat, because that is absolute godsend. There we go. And I can post links because I am all powerful. Okay, bum bum bum. We could probably deal with the cleaning out of the inventory in a little bit. Scary. It is scary that I'm all powerful. Actually, perfect D. Grab our key. Actually, no, not keys. Well, I do need keys, but that's not what I was talking about. Another pro tip: when you get rings from fractals, it is basically always more profitable if you don't like need them. Like I don't need ascended rings like at all. They literally just take up space. Your account is 10 years old and your bank is filled with so much stuff. Okay. Well, it's good that you got 10 years of account progress under your belt, because even those like login rewards, they can be fairly profitable as well, especially the 10-year ones where you get 30 spirit shards. Spirit shards as well, another great source of profit, and as you play the game, these are a really underrated source of profit. If I pull this back up, one of the ones I always struggle with because I craft legendaries quite frequently, so I usually don't have a lot of spirit shards. But if I go to the spirit shard section, but basically you can go through and it will tell you like what is most profitable to do. But this one is talking about actually upgrading. You can basically use spirit shards to upgrade materials, and this one's suggesting to do it with cured thin leather squares, and that will basically get you like 91 silver profit per spirit shard. And if you've been playing the game a bit, you'll have a lot of spirit shards. Even another pro tip from PD you'll share with me later now that you're all powerful. Awesome, I can't wait to hear it. Go account storage, go currency, laurels as well. Actually no, it's not. Spirit shards. Heals to efficiency will also tell you. Waiting for it. Generally ignore like these weapons here. You can craft them. They're like good profit per spirit shard. They take a long time to sell, and it can be a pain in the ass to sell them. Like, they can be up there for months at times. So generally don't. But yeah, they have like various like profits per spirit shards and different Mystic Forge recipes you can do. Spirit shards, great source of gold. So I've got my rings. Always good to attune your rings before you salvage them, because you get another chance to roll for stabilized matrices. I think that's what they're called. Did a pro tip today. You summoned your inner Connor. I was there with you in spirit, PD. But there you go. We're at 4,000. 4,000, or should that 4,000 gold? Can be probably fairly quickly. 3,454. We just open up all these.
Sweet, sweet loot.
3454. There we go, 3478. So we just made like a bit over 20 gold right there. And do I have any Philosopher's Stones? I don't, but that's fine. We can just buy one.
Melissa aid you.
If 10 years for nothing good, you're a huge casual. There's nothing wrong with playing this game casually, and it is a very good game to play casually. It's a very forgiving game for like taking breaks for. Because yeah, I took a break from the game for a couple of years when Jess and I were like moving from place to place before we eventually like settled down here and actually like had the time to dedicate more to Guild Wars 2 again. And yeah, like all the stuff I got in like 2012 was still like totally valuable. There we go. So we can those. That is good. So we just salvaged our rings for probably actually salvage this one. Why not? Let's do it. Salvage all our rings for stabilizing matrices. Another good source of gold from fractals. And if I check my inventory, they've got 92 of them right now. There we go. We sell those. Bam. Another 28 gold. Buy everything we had from the trading post.
Mine. All mine.
There we go. We'll be up above 3,500 again. You love Guild Wars since Guild Wars 1 days? Nice. I've played a little bit of Guild Wars 1, but yeah, only like a couple hours of it. I really need to go back and get like all the achievements for the God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals title. That would be a super fun one to do. You were farming iron for gold back in 2015. It's hardly changed in value since back then. Also better things, but you're a total noob. That is not necessarily a noob thing to do. I did the exact same thing years ago, particularly if you have the watchwork mining pick. Grabbing that and then like doing mining is like not terrible profit. It's very easy profit as well. But yeah, I did the exact same thing with platinum and iron because I needed them for what I need them for like Nevermore stuff. I need them for something, and then yeah, I just like have characters if I wasn't doing anything, just go out and just like craft all those. That was really good profit. You should do a clean out of your inventory stream. I can grab your inventory in a little bit if you want, and I can do that. And strawberries a lot, but the price varies wildly. Yeah, that sounds about right with strawberries. Let's craft that. But yeah, going out and gathering's not bad profit at all, depending on what you gather. And Guild Wars 2 Efficiency will have gathering routes as well. So you can like use that. You're up to 2.5 silver last week. Yeah, that's not bad. Like if you're getting a good chunk of them, that's pretty good. Farming flax as well is another great source of gold. You love gathering IRL. You are very much the gatherer of the household. Don't want steel ingot. Got those. How many of those do I have? Just doing head math. You'll find, no, I need more of these. I need 15. Yeah, flax is awesome. Oh, Jess did. She tripled our pantry storage. We got like all these extra little, like little shelves from, I think they're from Aldi. And yeah, we've got like, I think it's about 10 of them in our pantry as well, on top of the regular shelving. So it's just shelves everywhere. We'll actually craft more of those. Remember when flax came out in Guild Wars 2? Oh, the good old Heart of Thorns days, I remember. Probably important for someone that does a cooking stream. It's very important. It's good that we always have like some canned goods socked away. It's very handy to have. I think I only need one of these. Yes. And craft Raven Staff. So this is used to craft the legendary staff Nevermore. So I'm going to need
Another personal victory.
I remember. I've got Dragon Stand. I need to do a lot of Dragon Stand. Oh, that's a big achievement. 63 things. I mean, stone. Okay, that's going to be a little bit of time, but that's okay. We have time because we need to farm Dragon Stand for like a couple of days. Snowblind Fractal. Thanks so much for your help tonight. That is no problem. I am always happy to help. We're dropping an ad when you get to my PC. That is all good. Yeah, feel free to like whisper me at any point if you have any questions about anything. I'm always more than happy to answer. There's so many different things to do for this, but yeah, that's all right. We can do that in time. I'll do something. I was going to show off the flax farm super quickly. Because yeah, it takes like, I don't know, 20 seconds to do, and it's probably about half a gold. And you can like repeat it on various characters. Super handy to do. Oh no, that was just from me doing some legendary shenanigans. No, not that button. Go to the Hard Thorns maps. A very quick flax farm. You go to the Jacket Itzel waypoint in Verdant Brink. If you farm flax a bit, you'll get to know this waypoint very well. And yeah, we basically just jump down. And just keep gliding down between the trees. You can just like jump down regularly, just takes a bit longer, and bam, flax. Also notice that I'm getting volatile magic from gathering as well. It's because I've got the volatile magic permanent gathering tools from the trading post. So even I dropped a bit of gold to get those. When they popped up on the trading post, they are well worth it. What I discovered is corner. Yeah, corner's really good as well for like, was that for flax? If so, yeah. I haven't actually checked out the corner flax one. But yeah, I got 12 flax right there. Oh no, the game crashed. Rip. This happens every stream around this point. I'm not going to send that error. That's all right. Back we go. Happens to you a bit too? Nah, it's not surprising. Could be something to do with like the various add-ons I've got. Sometimes if they haven't been updated for a bit, they can tend to misbehave. It's planned, it is. It's like, Josh, get off. That's all right, we'll keep an eye out for someone to raid shortly as well. I was doing something, I honestly can't remember. Oh, it was Flax. That was going to sell on the trading post. And I was going to very quickly finish off map completion in the high bluffs on this character. There we go, for like 15 seconds of gathering. That is 36 gold. Very nice. So let us wander over, because I was literally just about to finish off map completion in High Bluffs. Yeah, I literally have 1 point of interest to go and 2 vistas, so let's just yoink that. And that means I can finish off another collection and get a fancy title, which I like. We have tons of work to do on the Nevermore. Actually, just track that. Another useful tip, if you're wanting to keep an eye on various achievements, you can click this little eye icon in the right when you're on the achievement tab, and it will just add it onto your screen, so you can always like have a link to it to check it and give you like progress updates on it. Very handy to have if you're like working on a few things in the background. Oh, I got a vista out this way. I'm just finishing off map completion on this one because it should give me some of the map currency, and if I am lucky, it might give me enough to finish up my Requiem armor collection. Where are we going? Where's it want us to go? Can we actually get there through there? What X-Pack should you do for hero points? Probably nowadays I would say End of Dragons is the easiest one. Path of Fire is also not too bad. That's usually been my go-to, but that's mostly because I remember where all the hero points are, so I can do that one fairly quickly. But yeah, the ones in End of Dragons are much easier. Heart of Thorns... Heart of Thorns has some hard ones. If you know which ones to skip, like, you'll probably be fine. But yeah, generally they're much harder. Because they're generally designed to be done in groups. So yeah, they can kick your ass a little bit, I've found. Unless you've got some build specific for them. End of Dragons is the easiest one. Path of Fire is also a very good one for it. And honestly, Path of Fire is a great one to get purely, if for nothing else, than for the mounts. Because that will change your life in Guild Wars 2. And can I jump up here? Here we go. Sweet. Come on. And Skyscale is an amazing thing to get. But yeah, the hero points in Path of Fire I find it generally relatively easy to solo. Finishing off Skyscale Lost as you speak. Nice! Congratulations, Panther. Skyscale is a long journey. Really want flying? Yeah, you're going to have to get like Path of Fire at some point if you want it. But yeah, the mounts are just an absolute game changer in terms of moving around through the world. Honestly, all the expansions. That's interesting. All the expansions are great. I definitely recommend getting like all of them. Like they all have their own value. Where do I want to go? I want to go up here. But yeah, in terms of like moving through the world, Skyscale is an absolute game changer. You don't have all the currency yet, Panther? Ah, okay. Another good way to get the currencies for them, if you do the Icebrood Saga strike missions, they're fairly easy to do, even if you just do the easy 3 ones. You see advertising LFG, very friendly for new players. You get Eternal Ice Shards. Eternal Ice Shards, you then go to a vendor in Bureau Marches, which is Living World Season 5. You can then convert those Eternal Eye Shards into any of the Season 4 map currency. That was how I got a good chunk of mine, particularly when I was doing with 32 slot bags for my Revenant, where I needed a crap ton of them. There's another waypoint floating around. There we go. Not waypoint, Vista. As well as the return to achievements. The return to achievements for probably about an hour's work will give you a stack of the currency, so they're like the quickest way to get it now. I did it before they came out, so I was doing a lot of gathering in those maps. Some maps you can like farm multiple times a day. Some you cannot, and those are a bit painful. You've heard that's the way? Nah, that's good. Very close to map comp in this area. Come on. But yeah, easy gold. Your dailies are worth like a decent amount of gold. Roughly, dailies are worth about 50 gold a month, thereabouts, per account. We going? That way? Where do you want us to go? Seems to be down this area. Big uncovered area there. You're nearly there though. You spent all yesterday doing hearts, multiple characters. Ah, that's a good way to do it as well. I'm not a big fan of like repeating hearts in general. This one here, actually super easy one. Oddly enough that I've spawned in on this one. Go away, Derv. I don't want to talk to you yet. This heart in particular for Mystonium, super easy. Let's see. What's the best spot? It's roundabout. Yeah. There you go. I'm just basically throwing this in the middle. And just pick it up, throw. Pick it up, throw. Very good one. But I'm usually not a big fan of like doing the hearts in general. Multiple times. It takes quite a while, I find, particularly some of them. Some of them super easy, others take a bit longer. Took you a while once you figured it out. Yeah, spam throw. Yeah, I was doing Mystonium farm on multiple characters, and yeah, this isn't bad for it. Boring because you need... Oh, because you need something? Yeah, it is. Whenever you really need something, you're stuck doing that like sort of tedious stuff, it's an absolute drain. Really recommend doing your World versus World dailies. If you're going to do any of the dailies for your daily like 2 gold and 10 achievement points, try and do your World versus World dailies. Because one of the worst things when you are crafting a legendary weapon is having to do a gift of battle. And just having to like sit there for like 6 to 8 hours and just grind out World versus World, waiting for you to finally get the reward track progress. Yeah, particularly if you're not like a World versus World aficionado like me. I tend to spend like most of my time in PvE and I just go into World versus World occasionally. It is very good to just do the dailies in there, because it can be like very easy to like capture some land or capture a camp or grab one of the monuments, like super easy stuff. But yeah, if you do that, it like really cuts down the amount of time you need to spend in World vs. World if you want to get your gift of battle. I started doing that like a couple months ago, and yeah, I have like more gifts of battle than like I need at the moment. It is very nice. And like by the time you're ready to craft a legendary, how much of that do we get? Only 25. That will not be enough. Although, having a thought, and a big brain thought. Because I can buy some more of the currency from here, and they're going to do a eternal version. We actually be able to get what we need. So this vendor here in Dragonfall will sell you curious stones from afar for some volatile magic. So you can just buy 5 of this currency from them every day for very cheap. Good to try and do that every day if you have volatile magic lying around. How are we for Eternal Eye Shards? But let's just go check in Bureau Marches. A portal scroll's incredible. Save on waypoint costs. Save on waypoint costs as much as you can by using your various like portals, and like particularly if you have the Mistlock one, or any one that will like let you port to the hub areas. If you need to like get access to them, it's often better to go like from wherever you are to the Mistlock and then down there. They'll save you on the waypoint cost. And yeah, quite often, particularly when you're trying to go down to End of Dragons, because if I'm way up here in the north of the map, if I want to go down to End of Dragons, I need a waypoint. It's literally 12 silver. That's almost the cost of a glob of ectoplasm for me to literally port there. So if you can use a portal scroll to get closer to somewhere, it's often worth it. And you consider the number of times you waypoint each day. That adds up. Okay, I don't actually have any eternal ice shards that I can do. Let's see, how many do I have? 35, so I have 47, so I need another 13. We can do that. We can very quickly do that, that's fine. Remember when you didn't know it cost a waypoint? Oh yeah. There was always a chance where it would not cost. I remember years ago, there was some sort of like in-game poll, and it was to determine whether people wanted to remove the cost for repairing weapons or remove the cost for waypointing, and people decided they want to remove the cost for repairing armor. So ever since then, there was no longer any cost to repairing armor, but there's still the cost for waypointing. Doesn't cost in cities? Yeah, it doesn't. When you're in a city, it will not cost you anything. Another useful tip, you can control right click on any skill to have it set to auto cast whenever it comes off cooldown, which is very handy. And particularly with Mechanist. Yeah, you can actually do it on all the mech skills as well. So if I'm running power mech and I'm feeling uber lazy, I'll just set my 3 skills to auto cast, so they'll just like go off cooldown. I don't need to press anything. It's great. Well, people are silly. Yeah, I think people are regretting not deleting the cost on waypointing, although it actually does keep the economy of the game in like decent check. Quite often in a lot of MMOs in particular, you do run into the issue of like hyperinflation over time, which is where the in-game like gold just becomes fundamentally worthless. Now you run to the case of like, you know, you start the game and it costs like, I don't know, 1 silver for a weapon or something, and then yeah, like years down the track when everyone's just getting like gold thrown at them by the game, all of a sudden like that same weapon's going to cost you like 10,000 gold or something. And then like your new players that come to the game are just greeted by these weapons that cost like insane amounts of gold and no way to actually obtain them. So having gold removed from the economy through waypoint costs and like trading post taxes, it helps keep the game in check. And yeah, it's quite odd. There has not been like that much in terms of legendary weapons. Yes, legendary weapons used to be like way cheaper, but aside from that, like the inflation in the game has not been much. It's actually been fairly chill. But buffing XP gain is going to bite them. It might actually. At the very least, it's going to mean people have access to a lot more spirit shards. Although at least for spirit shards, like you need to go through and do the conversion for them to get them to gold. And then you usually, if you have a crap ton of spirit shards, you have to like convert them to materials, and then you got sell them on the trading post. What's my mech attacking? Oh, he's doing something. He's taking on Jacaranda. But yeah, whenever you sell something on the trading post, it lops off 15% of the sell price. It just like deletes that gold, which that takes a huge amount of gold out of the economy. So quite often what you'll find, not quite often, there are certain discords, Overflow Discord, which I highly recommend joining if you can. Totally like free to join, there's no like requirement or anything. They are like really good gold making guides on there actually. That server's basically set up so that people will do person-to-person trades rather than go through the trading post to skirt around that 15% trading post tax. Because yeah, quite often when you're selling, like I sold the Aurine torch a couple weeks ago and sold that for like 2,900 gold, and yeah, 15% of almost 3,000 gold, that is a shit ton of gold. So yeah, people will quite often, if you're selling those like high value items, they'll try and do it outside the trading post if they can. And also one perk of that is you help mitigate the risk of being undercut on the trading post, like I was for a couple of weeks because I sold it on the trading post. Because yeah, you can just sort of sit there and chill with it in your bank and wait until someone wants to buy, and you don't have to listen to the trading post, because the 15% trading post tax is dealt with in two parts. A 5% portion of it is dealt with when you first just list the item. The remaining 10% is taken out when you sell it. Oh, I'm going to get absolutely rockle stomped here. I should actually deal with these harpies. There we go. There we go. Like, they're attacking the mech mostly, which is good. I say that, but they're attacking me. But yeah, you get 5% taken out when you list, and the remaining 10% taken out when you sell. So if you have like a legendary you're trying to sell on the trading post, and you list it, you lose 5% of that cost, so 5% of 3,000 gold, so ouch. And then yeah, if you want to like take it down and relist it, if you've been undercut an absolute crap ton, you lose that 5% again. So you want to try and avoid doing that if possible. Yeah, listing an expensive item is bad. It is painful. Because yeah, what, 10% of 3,000 gold, that's 300 gold, so 5% is 50, so yeah, it was like 450 gold of just like trading post fees that I lost on that sale, effectively. And that gold is just like deleted from the game, never to be seen again. But they take a huge amount of gold out of the economy. Stops weapons and everything from costing like insane amounts of gold for new players, which is very good. I know the YouTube channel Extra Credits did like a really good video on like hyperinflation in video games. Very fascinating. I'm glad I got Mech here to help deal with all these mobs. How am I going for these? If I get to like 50 material storage, there we go. We are where we need to be. Let's just check at this merchant. Then we'll find someone off to raid to. Okay, no worries. I might keep streaming for a little bit longer. Just essentially, we'll go and start getting ready for bed. What they're doing. Here we go. Yeah, we actually can complete our Requiem Epult skin. Nice. 20 achievement points. Bish bash bosh. We got the Temporal Tourist title, which is fun. Where is it? Temporal Tourist. Sweet, I'm going to run that for a while. We also got a chest of Ascended Armor. So we can pick any piece that we want there. Which, that's fun. I don't need it, but it's fun. If I could send it to someone, I would. What is the most useless one? That's a fun thought experiment. Which one do I think... I think it's soldiers. Like, soldiers is just a stupid stat nowadays. Frick. Die is good. Rabid's also good. Yep. Soldier. Yes, let's get it. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. Nice. Okay, so we now got soldier's armor sitting there. Let's grab soldier's breastplate. Cool. Nice and useless. I'm only doing that because I've got legendary armor in every slot, so Ascended armor is like functionally useless now. It was not useless for 10 solid years, and it was like that long of like me doing casual raids as well for me to get like all the legendary armor as well. Can do it much quicker. I think it's like 10 weeks of raids for like your first set of legendary armor, and then 15 or 20, can't remember the math, for your next lot. And use some of our Ascended salvage kits. Cool. We've got 92 of those in storage at the moment. That is sweet. There we go. So those are all sold. So that is nice. We're back above 3,500 gold. Are there any dark missions rocking at the moment? Easy 3. That rolls on join. Okay, so here we go. Let's just smash these out. Squad. Go. DPS or There we go. So we'll just smash it, because I actually need some more strike missions. These are just easy 3, so I don't really care. They can just let me go DPS. I'll be that. Delete that. I don't need the skin. Where do I go? I don't know. Check on Guild Wars 2 efficiency to see which of the runic skins that I still need. So I want to get the chest piece, which I should be able to get after this. Okay, they're asking me to go ham. This is why you don't tell people you can do heal like Mechanist, because that's going to be your life forevermore now. Okay. Go. Any. And show me ones that are locked. There we go. Pull this up over here. Go to... Oh, I've just been on display capture the entire time. Sweet. MJ doesn't sound so bad. It's not too bad. It's a very chill one, actually. So we still need 3 skins. So we need the legs, the head, and the chest. We'll get the chest tonight, so that's good. Go back to game chat now. There we go. That's alright. There's nothing untoward in chat that I need to hide. It's just always like good in case people are dropping fat curse words in there. You actually don't know how to heal on it though? Oh, it's not too bad to heal on. Your healing basically comes from you auto-attacking on mace. You put out a crap ton of barrier with that. Let's see. You get barrier on barrier burst, barrier signet. So auto-attacking your F3 skill and your barrier signet. Your raw healing comes from elixir gun. I'm using your super elixir, so you pop that down at your feet. It comes from your mortar kit. You pop down elixir shell at your feet. It's more like healing over time. And also comes from your med kit as well. You can also do like healing turret as well. Your static fractal group's starting to do tier 4s with no heal. Your clears are so much faster. Oh, they definitely will be. Yeah, particularly just like your regular tier 4s. I'm doing them without a healer. Yeah, you'll smash through them way quicker. You just get your alacrity and quickness covered by offensive support. Yeah, you're going to absolutely smash it. Next level doing the challenge mode ones without healers though. A lot more people are starting to use like Celestial Firebrand for it though. Let me actually pop food. Yes, I will eat some good food. You're not game to do CM with no healer? Yeah, I'm not game to do CM with no healer. Perfect game to do with like Celestial Firebrand though, that's not bad. But yeah, Heal Mechanist is very easy to play. I find I'm going to turn my stuff off auto cast because I'm not running Power Mech. There we go. Option B. Got the boon table here so we can check the uptime with boons, particularly alacrity and quickness, which is good if you're like coming into a group as DPS and you have the capability to provide another boon by like swapping your build or changing class or something. It's good to see like if you actually need to jump in and tag someone out and cover something.
I've got the target. I feel good.
That a move though, it's painful. Where's my mech? Why is my lack uptime so trash? Oh, it's probably because my mech was like floating off the fairies for a while. That's fine. One annoying part about Mechanist is literally just managing the mech. Sometimes it gets caught on things it shouldn't. And now my lack uptime looks terrible. That's fine. Another good point with mech is always make sure it's in like the right spot before you like use your skills. So periodically just like call it back to you with your return to me button. Don't like the mech? Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to. But you like doing mega DPS while AFK, then mech is definitely a good one for you. Yeah, the stuff you can pull off on Power Mech at the moment before it gets a little bit of a nerf in the next balance patch, I believe, is absolutely insane. I think it roughly takes Power Mech down from like 37k DPS down to about 32, I think was the number that was being thrown around. But I think it's still going to be like a great build even despite that, just by the sheer like lack of effort you need. There we go, lack uptime is starting to equalize a bit now. Shift signal's great for heal lack to make sure it's positioned correctly. Yeah, it really is, particularly if you just really need to make sure like, oh, just get that barrier signet right onto the group. But you sort of just have to like get in the habit of periodically recalling it. Are you doing like 12 to 16k in the groups you're in? Ah, okay. If you want, I can show you very quickly after we do this, just like Power Mech. And yeah, it'll do slightly lower DPS after the next patch, but it still should do like decent damage, and given how relatively easy it is. Especially when on Power Mech, you can basically just turn all your mech skills on auto cast anyway. Still run Celestial Exotics? Yeah, that sounds about right. Power builds in particular don't really like running Celestial. Like I run Celestial on a few like open world builds. It's works out better on condition damage builds than it works out on power. Because a whole bunch of like math behind it. Basically, your power damage is very dependent on having like your power, precision, and ferocity, and if you start losing out on any of those, your damage starts to really fall off a cliff. And yeah, of course, Celestial doesn't have the level of stats that Berserker does, so yeah, you're gonna like really feel a DPS hit there. Whereas yeah, your condition damage builds, they tend to fare a bit better with it, I find. Probably a bit more of a reasonable explanation in there somewhere, but that's what I have at the moment. And there was top DPS and Aces Strike Static. Ah, awesome. That's always good to see. Well done. But you're running, yeah, just Berserker Mech at the moment is still hilariously easy DPS. It'll probably be the exact same thing as running like your Celestial gear. It's just you'll do more damage. Because yeah, I think yeah, it's very easy to go through and do, so you're probably just literally running into the limitation of running Celestial gear. Just, there we go, shift signet to put the mech in the right damn spot. Yeah, I pressed my skills, I was like, oh my god, no, he's in the right spot. But no, he was off somewhere else. Let's just chill and just auto attack for a while so we can get our alacrity uptime up there. There we go. Literally all I basically sit here and do is auto attack, and I'm actually turn off my snap target now. I don't really need it. Replacing it with Berserker when you get it, yeah, you'll notice a huge difference in DPS after that. I think through one of the traits you get on Mechanist, your elixirs, not Mechanist, in like Alchemy or something. One of the traits you take on Heal Mechanist, your elixirs, which is the stuff on your elixir gun, as well as your Mortar Kit 5 skill, will generate might as well. So they're relatively important to go through and press, because yeah, you can see my subgroup is not capping out on might because I've been super lazy and not doing that. So I need to up my game. So you're just like, if you're not like familiar with the cooldowns on Mortar Kit and Elixir Gun, just wait for a while and pop in occasionally. Usually something useful will be off cooldown while you're in there. There will be ways where you can like track the cooldowns by linking certain skills. So it could be like once you use like, I don't know, 3 rounds of what skills that Energize and Slam, you know you can go back to Elixir Gun or something like that. What's the cooldown? 16, yeah, so you could use like 3 of them and you'd be guaranteed to have your Elixir Gun 5 up, but yeah. That takes a bit more thought than what I want to deal with at the moment. Do I have stability? No, it's going to hurt. We can dodge through that though, so that's good. Sometimes you go into the kit early, but the good thing is it doesn't go on cooldown. That's super handy. I'm very glad that's the case, because if they did go on a cooldown, Engineer would be awful to play. Yeah, I'm any engineer build that uses a lot of kits, I find particularly with Australian ping, certain things are impacted by ping like more than others. Things like the more you have to like weapon swap, the more impact that ping has. Because certain things are dealt with client side, certain things are dealt with server side, I find. And yeah, the more weapon swaps you have to do, I find it's easier to like drop DPS compared to like benchmarks. Purely as a result of it takes longer for some of that information to be sent to the server to acknowledge that you've actually like weapon swapped or something like that. Or it could be weapon swap, or it could be legend swap as well. I think it also happens with skills as well. I run to all the time on Revenant, actually. So yeah, anything that requires a crap ton of swaps, it can start to feel like really clunky to play and can be quite hard to hit those DPS benchmark numbers.
I feel good. Oh, shiny.
So this time, my mech is going to be in the correct place. I say that and it will be like back at the start of this level, just like attacking a wall or something.
Commander, heard you're headed back into the pass. I'll be right there.
Give me that. You stay put. Be careful up there. Conditions have gotten worse since Spangar left. You'll have to find another way up.
What I really want to see is if like Alacrity Renegade will get like a little bit of a buff. I really wish that it had just like higher base Alacrity duration, because at the moment you need to take 78% at least boon duration to like achieve 100% Alacrity uptime. That is a lot of boon duration, whereas I think like power Alacrity mechas, don't know the exact amount it needs, but it's in the realm of like 20 to 40% boon duration. So you have like the option of going a bit lower boon duration to eke out a bit more DPS, or like overcapping on boon duration to just like put out like a metric shit ton of Alacrity, so you like always achieve your role as like a support player. Have you had the bug of the disappearing mech mid-battle? I haven't at the moment. That's also because I don't tend to play a lot of mech compared to others. I usually live on my Revenant for the most part. This is going to hurt. Oh no, I'm chilled. Can I actually do this? I can, there we go. I had to wait until I cleared my chill there, or else I definitely would not have made it. Like, it's good on Quickness Power Herald as well, because you only need like 45% boon duration for a certain like rotation. It's like 25% for a different rotation, and to achieve 100% quickness uptime. So it gives you the option of like overloading on boon duration, so you can just overcap on quickness, which is great, or yeah, eking out more DPS, because I run like 60% boon duration on my quickness herald, so I can just overcap the living shit out of it. It happens when jumping over terrain or using Rifle 5. Rifle 5 seems to be a bastion of weird interactions with skills. Usually jumping again resummons it. That's weird. Oh, looks like we're going. I'm going to call my mech to me. There we go. Awesome. But yeah, a good chunk of heal mechanist is basically just sitting there auto attacking, using skills off, mech skills off cooldown, making sure it's positioned reasonably. It's happening a lot to you recently. Yeah, if you're playing a lot of mech, I'd imagine you probably run to that quite a bit. Fortunately for me, I don't play a lot of mech, and if I play mech, it's usually power rifle mech, where I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to move because I'm all ranged. Another useful trick on Mechanist, the Elixir Gun 4 there, it will basically cast you back, it will like force you to jump backwards. If you weapon swap during the animation, it will help cancel the like jump. It's a bit of like timing practice you need to do, and it's a bit dependent on ping. So I can find it to be a little bit clunky sometimes if I go in. There we go, there's me not cancelling it, sends me back that far. Mech is becoming your main as you're running a low intensity build at the moment. Yeah, mech has some great low intensity builds. Yeah, whenever I want just like easy power DPS, then I'll just go mech. Like, it's just light years ahead of everything else at the moment. Sit flamethrower and auto, that is good. Yeah, here we go. I will use my force skill again. And by that I mean get knocked down. But there we go. I weapon swap during the animation, so I only jump back a little bit. So it's good if you're in like fractals where you need to like not fall off an edge, but you still want to use that skill for whatever reason. Noise, that one smashed out. Yoki's what's it doing? I was gonna go open this yet. I think we have. Yeah, we've already opened you. We need the infinite barrier, stab, healing, and might. Ooh, nice. That's similar to like the Lord Heisen build that's been floating around. Unmovable objects. That would the Juggernaut trait as well. It's an absolute banger of a trait. Ice Pearl by the coat. Ooh. So let's go buy ourselves the light coat. Light armor. There we go. Just drop. Either we buy it for no gold or it's like 250 gold. Salvage you. How many eye shards did we get? No idea. 145. Not bad. Clean out that inventory. We have an absolute crap ton to do for Nevermore.
Oh, shiny. Is it just me or
That's cool. We have plenty of streams of content. Haven't seen their build? Yeah, it's not one of the more like popular ones. This one, the double staff mirage one is great. Basically just like celestial staff mirage, which is amazing. Been rocking that for a while. But yeah, they had like a flamethrower mech one as well. That was like really good. They had like permanent like alacrity, stability, like healing and might, all the good stuff that you've mentioned. So what was I doing? Yeah, that's it. Going to change the transmog for this one. That's literally why I got that piece of armor. I wanted it specifically for this one. Close out with a bit of Fashion Wars. I can turn off my Blish HUD there. You can't see it, but I can. Okay. Let's go Runic. Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Love the Doom shoulders that you get from the raid vendor as well. Those are very cool. What if they do a mess build with a Chad clone that's permanently summoned or work like Mech or Necro summon? Oh, they might. That's a cool idea. I like that idea. I'm wondering actually if they'll part of me is wondering if they'll go through and actually like make any more elite specs, because they tend to come with expansions. I think they said they're working on expansions, but I almost wonder if they could like get by just like making more like viable builds for each like elite spec, because it gets a bit. Don't want it to become like too cluttered. That's just like my personal thoughts on it. They'll probably end up doing more elite specs, but I feel like we've reached a good point where each class has like a good variety of builds, and I think it could be well served by like buffing up some of the less like used builds and increasing the variety, and they even have like core specs as well that honestly need a bit of work. I expect they do a new class over more elite specs. Oh, that's a good point. I wonder if they'll even do a new class, because we've got like a 3 heavy, 3 medium, 3 light at the moment. So we're just doing our daily login to Jade Runestones. New class would be fun. It would be very fun. Prices on these have like tanked lately. 3 elite specs versus 9. Yeah, it'll be much less work for them. And much easier for them to balance as well. A lot of the End of Dragon specs have just been a nightmare to balance. Not as bad as Path of Fire though. When you have stuff like Scourge and Firebrand just dominate for so many years and be practically untouchable, because they just do so much by the very nature of their builds. Like even with things like Firebrand, you have offense on your tome 1, you have healing on your tome 2, stability out the wazoo on your tome 3, and that's just on every Firebrand build by default. It does so much. Core Guardian skills are so good. Like Firebrand itself is just amazing. With CMC at the lead for balance, we should see some better balance decisions. Yeah, I'm very glad that we have CMC at the helm now. You can ensure that we all stay hydrated. No, but it's good to see that they're actually providing a bit more emphasis on balance and placing a bit more importance on it, because balance itself is like content. Whenever they make a balance patch, it like shifts the priority of like builds around which ones are like top tier and which ones aren't anymore. And just the act of like picking up a new build and playing it, that in itself is content. The hydration, I love those memes. He's generated his own subset of memes. He's an absolute unit.
What are you doing, Addie?
And she's got a toy down there. She's trying to pick it out from underneath the table. But yeah, like every time you pick up a new build, like that's a fun experience, I find. Like that's hours and hours of just free content right there, just going through learning it, getting better at it, practicing the build, learning all the ins and outs of it. And there's so much just like content built into like each class. You've got your 3 elite specs, you've got a core build if for whatever reason you want to do that. It's all new stuff to learn. So yeah, actually like taking balance seriously and not just have it be a afterthought. Very good. Ideally, like if each build was perfectly balanced and equally viable and desirable in complete fantasy land, but if they had that, the amount of content you could get just by like bouncing between each different class at will whenever you had the desire to pick one up would be unfathomable. Because yeah, like I mainly spend all my time on Rev, but yeah, if I ever want to change, I'll spend like a week just going through and playing like Necro or something, or play Mechanist. What I was going to do, I was going to quickly show Power Mech, just show how much team it is. Throw Mine, great skill now. It's free Boon Rip, great for fractals, great CC, and yeah, you don't have to use a grenade kit, so I mean you can just get by without a kit, which is very fun. Pop down to the training golem. Then we'll find someone to raid, because it's getting to my bedtime. And there I just did a port to the Mistlock Sanctuary, and they can use the portal to Lion's Arch Aerodrome, so I don't have to drop any costs on waypointing. Because from there to, from either north to here is actually a decent amount. What I'd be really curious to see is if there was like a part of the API that could tell you how much gold you spent on waypointing over the years. That would be a depressing number. My guess mine would probably be 500 gold. I honestly think it would probably be around like 500 gold. Would not want to see that. It's not necessarily one that you want to see, but it'd be an interesting one to like have that option like available to you. Like, oh, you could find that out. There we go. Say it's Condi Mech, but it's actually Power Mech here. Actually eat some food.
A deadly raid squad is a happy raid squad.
Just so.
Practice your skills using our state-of-the-art
All of them. I'm pretty sure on the benchmarks. Yeah, you can't like add the boons to your mech in the same way, or like there's a weird interaction with Shift Signet where it won't copy the boons you get from the the training room to your mech, so it actually like pulls down your DPS numbers by like quite a bit. So your actual like in-game like encounter performance is actually better than what you can get on the golem, which is crazy. Started using tomes, porting between the X-backs. 10 silver is so expensive. Oh yeah, they've done a big number on like the amount it costs you to waypoint to End of Dragons. Like that was a big jump. I used to never really like worry about it because it's usually around about 3 silver to port anywhere, but then just going across the ocean, I guess, because you got to like grab a transatlantic flight or something. But yeah, it's all of a sudden like 10 silver, and yeah, that's an amount of money that I'll like go out of my way to like save a bit. Like that's a noticeable chunk. Like 10 times, that's a gold. That's a huge amount. Corner golem, average. Let's just make him small to. That adds up over time. It does. It's insane. All of them spawn my golem. Cool. So I can literally, the sheer power of Power Mech at the moment. I'm just going to put all my mech skills on autocast. Come here, mech. All we do is use Throw Mine, then use skills 2, 3, 4, and 5 in that order, and then basically just use them whenever they come up off cooldown, and bam, DPS rotation. And actually make sure this is set to lock to target. I just have that set to a hotkey, so my ground target skills will just snap to my target. Very good for this one. So, oh, oh. And we just use Elite Signet when, yeah, all our mech skills have been used. Use your throw mine off cooldown, use everything else off cooldown. Blunderbuss is your like priority skill behind your throw mine. Was that 30k you saw on Rifle 5? It probably was. 24k, yeah, it could have been that. But there we go, yeah, we just hit like 37k right there. That's on like the 1 million health golem, so it'll probably fall around about the 35-ish k thereabouts on a 4 million health golem. Just go spawn a golem. Average. In a golem, will you carry across the conditions? You will. There, we can actually see what it'll end up at now. So this is me only using my weapon skills. Everything here is set to auto cast. Two, 3, 4, 5. Let our mech skills get used. There we go. We can use our Elite Signet now. Throw mines up. So I'll sort of just like chill here and do this for like a while. And there I should have used on my throw mine before I started using my other weapon skills, but I just got sort of like stuck in the flow of it. But yeah, obviously everyone like knows why this like build is ridiculously good. All your skills are ranged, very easy to do. There's no like set rotation. It's basically just press things off cooldown. You can see your mech skills are somewhat lagging behind. You just like press them because yeah, when the autocast won't 100% press them on time, it does close enough. Are you using Scholar now? Yeah, I'm using Scholar nowadays. I think people worked out that with some of the changes to, I think the Big Boomer trait in particular, it shifted more of the damage towards yourself rather than the mech, which actually meant Scholar took a bit of precedence. It's not by much though. Like you're talking a couple hundred DPS, I think. So if you've got the Golem Answer ones and you don't want to change, just keep them. But I have Legendary Runes, so I'm not fussed at all. There we go. It seems to be chilling at around about 35k at the moment. And I don't even have any infusions here as well, so that could probably get me an extra, like, I don't know, was it like 2% DPS or something? Which, yeah, that's probably another like couple hundred right there. There we go, yeah, 34.8k. But a good chunk of things on autocast and me talking to stream as well. Very easy, very fun. What else has sold for us recently? Now, if various tormenting runes can sell, we've been undercut a bit here. Yes, they're going to be there for a couple weeks. Oh no. Those are literally the top ones there. No. Oh well. How are those the top ones? Like, legit, how? I do think using explosive entrance would be a DPS loss. I cannot possibly answer that question because I literally do not know what explosive entrance is. Bum, 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 bum. Do you mean explosive temper? Oh, it's a passive on dodge. Where is it? Your first attack on entering combat explodes, dealing damage to nearby dodges. Its ability refreshes after a dodge skill. It probably would. Let's actually do a quick test on that. So I just need to dodge. Let's make sure I don't move around too much. So I'll dodge when I don't have any other skills to use. Let's see how that goes. But yeah, you can tell I don't play mech much because I had no idea what you were talking about. Could probably even like line it up more so that it always works with your grenade kit, not grenade kit, throw mine for an extra big oomph. I'm not sure if it's making much of a difference. I mean, it's probably making a slight difference. We're probably down to like just the sheer variance now. So I need to make the mental note to dodge before throwing mine. So let's try and do that. Is there an internal cooldown on the trait as well? Guess let's get a dodge in. There we go. I'll throw mine, should have like, done a bit more. No internal cooldown? Ah, nice. I'm getting the feeling using it like this is a bit of a DPS loss because it's interrupting the auto attacks. Yeah, I'm getting that feeling. Like I'm down at like 33 at the moment. Yeah, even just the downtime, I think, is bopping you, because it's not that significant of a gain. But it's a good, like, constellation when you are, like, dodging an actual encounter, so you actually just get, like, a nice little bonus. But yeah, I think doing it on the golem, I think, is not going to pan out. Maybe only good to use during phases. Yeah, it's probably a good one, like, yeah. Particularly, I'm imagining something like Keep Construct. If you can just, like, time a dodge just when he's about to come down, like, that's going to be, like, really good. Because then you get that extra bonus, so then you can hit, like, your grenade kit, your throw mine, or whatever you end up using, and get that extra buff. First attack on entering combat explodes, dealing damage to nearby foes. You may get more of a benefit of that if you're running, like, explosive temper. Because, like, at the moment, I'm just running aim-assisted rocket, but if you're actually getting the explosions grant stacking ferocity when they hit, because I'm not running grenade kit, I'm not running that trait, so you may get a bit better out of that. It's a bit like pushing chairs around the Titanic. I don't think it's going to make like a giga difference in the scheme of things. And as we all know, dodging is a DPS loss. I think Big Boomer gives a heal as well. Hitting with an explosion heals you over a few seconds. Ah, yeah. Could be good for self-sustain. Yeah, definitely could be. It's probably not one where you'd like use it consciously to be like, I need to heal, I need to dodge, to then attack to get an explosion to then trigger this trait. It's probably just one of the ones that like will just keep you ticking away in the background, just keeping you topped up. But just the sheer fact that everything you do is at ranged means survival on mech is not really that much of a problem. And also you have Rectifier Signet if you run that. That just heals you like 260 health every second, which is absolutely great. But yeah, I think for now, it's getting well past my bedtime. So unless anyone has any suggestions of people to raid, we might head over and give Lola a raid. Doing some necromancer leveling at the moment. Are you thinking of crafting a legendary rifle? Definitely recommend the Predator. I was thinking of potentially crafting one as well. I'll only use it on mech as well. Maybe on Deadeye. I literally use it. I use rifle on Deadeye for farming luminous dust in Iron Marches. I do not use that in raids. I saw there was actually, it was a very, I'm going to say it was funny. It's probably not ha-ha funny, but a bit like, funny. There was a benchmark build for Deadeye that was rifle and dagger, and like the description on it was, now you have the worst of both worlds. You're like locked in place when you use the rifle because you have to kneel, and you have to like be behind the foe when you're using backstab, so it's bad on like all fronts. And it was also like rather complicated and finicky as well. Maybe if Mesmer gets rifle next patch. Power mech I think is just always going to be good. Like it's, even if it gets nerfed down to like 32k DPS in the next like patch, which I think is around about the number they're talking, like that's still going to be like absolutely amazing. just by how easy it is to pull off that damage, you'll still like eclipse a lot of other like more complicated classes. It'll probably have to be like nerfed down to like 27, 28k for that to even be like, oh no, my mech's like no longer out DPSing every other class in the game. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, look, for now, we're going to call it a night at that. We're going to head over very shortly and raid Lola Bear. Because I saw someone with the Aurene rifle and was spreading Aurene dust everywhere. I do like the Aurene weapons. It's a shame they're a bit more expensive to craft. I usually just need them for like the legendary functionality. Very good to sell though. Like I sold a torch for 3,000 gold. Whew, it's good money. But yeah, now we're heading over to raid Lola. Thanks so much to Perfect D for the raid, you're an absolute legend. And thanks to Panther and Durham for hanging out and chatting with me for the last part of this stream. You guys are absolute champs. And absolutely love just like chatting all things nerding out about Guild Wars with you both. And yeah, you both have a fantastic night. Everyone else have a fantastic night as well. Let me actually quickly check. How long have they been going? 4 hours. We can raid them now. I'm just checking to make sure they're not finishing up. But let's just YOLO it and let's see. Good night all.